common. They're racist. All sorts of
Shout out to Nazi.
racism, the enemy, and Attack
The
on
beast.
Titan.
You never seen the picture of the guy, the guy who was pitching like rocks, the monkey?
The monkey. You gotta be way more specific than that, Mike.
I don't know, like he's pitching rocks at horses. No, you don't get it. You don't get it.
A monkey, come on.
But yeah, that's Zeke, man. The worst character.
I hate that
See,
nigga too.
So what you telling me? Your antagonist, your big bad antagonist, his name is Zeke. That shit ain't never get read, bud.
Alright, what's good, everyone? Sound off. We're waiting for Pat. Is Pat in here? I know.
No, he's not.
No, yeah, so we're waiting for Pat, but everyone else is here, so you know, sound off, say hi, yell.
Eat my ass.
It's the villain of the tower. Machine, we back. Bloodsport.
We in there. Vibe check. Also, Ribico cheats. He's the GOAT. Riboku, sorry. Jesus. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know who you want to start with, but is there anything about your list that you want to like?
Oh, Pat
clear?
here.
I hear.
What's good? I'm a little late, but I'm here.
Damn. Just like a
Straight for being stabbed at Popeyes. Let's go.
Hey, that sandwich almost put me to sleep.
That shit was trash.
That shit was busting, man. That shit's crazy.
Your ass finna be busting in a minute, boy. Better go sit up.
Oh man, when's that Pokemon stream? That's crazy.
Ew!
Wow! Don't do that. Don't even start. You already know y'all niggas hate Nintendo.
If there's anything on your guys' list that you think you need to like make clear, like in terms of rules or where you pulled from?
Nah.
No.
Like I said, I replaced number 3. So when you scroll up and you see the other number 3, I was like, nah, that's too basic. Went a different. That's about it.
I was tired when I make this, so.
That's your excuse? You're tired? When we roast you?
You always tired. When are you not tired?
That's fair. Alright, you Pat, anything you want to say? Or no, you're good.
Well, was the list supposed to be in order?
I mean, if you want it to be. If you want it to be.
Nah, I'll just talk about them as we go.
Alright, that's all I like to hear. Okay. So, who wants to start?
Crickets.
Not matter.
Well, I'll say this about my list first. We have villains and antagonists here. So it's like, they might not be like evil. Everyone's moral compass is different. Every world's moral compass is different, blah, 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 blah. So like, you know, take that with a grain of salt. It may not be an evil character, but at some point they oppose the protagonist. So, you know, that counts.
We're doing honorable mentions first, or we're doing saving them for last?
No, I'll do that first.
Alright, I guess I'll start. For my first honorable mention, I did my boy Okawa from Haikyuu, the GOAT.
Hey.
Haikyuu. I really like this character, how he was like, sees how he just opposed Kageyama and just trying to keep up this reputation of being the best setter, but he always saw Kageyama just coming behind him, and then he tried to prevent it, but he couldn't. And like, I like that dynamic how the mangaka put that. It was like a really, I would have put him on, but the thing with me in sports analysts is like, all right, these niggas just trying to win the game. They ain't really trying to do, you know, they're still disappointed. They're not really like trying to harm anybody or do anything like that. They're just trying to win the game. So I just left them off the list, even though I really like him. I like him on my list, to be honest.
Yeah, this stream finna be 3 hours. This is the first one. I feel you though. I feel you because I do have someone. My honorable mention is someone from a sports manga too. So I feel you on that.
Me next.
All right.
My honorable mention is Keno, the King of Fists, Rao.
Oh! I'm
He's
here for
just
this.
raw. He's just
He is.
fucking raw. Like, his pose is raw. His name is raw. His nickname is raw. His design is raw. He's just raw. He just a big ass brown nigga on a horse, and he's like the fucking strongest nigga in the universe, and he do not give a shit, and he's just raw. And what I like about him is, and what I like about almost all, I think not even almost all of the characters in my list, he always has that presence in this series. Even though you might not necessarily always see him, you know about him. You know that he's there. You know that for the most part, why these bandits are roaming wild is his fault and whatnot, and he's basically the quote unquote end goal of the series, right? So he always has that presence. You always know that this is what we're reaching for the majority of the series, and quite frankly, he fits that role perfectly because Jesus Christ, this man is fucking God tier. And but the reason why I didn't actually make the list is because outside of rawness, but then again, Hokuto is basically just rawness to begin with. I mean, you could make an argument about XYZ and whatnot, but for the most part, H&K is just rawness and swag. So yeah,
Yep, that's a fact.
he makes the
4 hours.
honorable
4 hours
mention.
for sure. 4 hours. I mean, that's my dude. He's raw. Like he said,
Hey.
80 times.
He's the only one that beat Kenshiro in a fair fight. That nigga is goated.
You got it. Who's next? All right, I'll go then. Start with the Emperor himself. Sounded like Genichiro from Prince of Tennis. I don't know, man. He was scary.
Let's go.
He was
It's a 10?
He's not
Let's
even.
go.
He's not even 15. First of all, this is a grown ass man. Like what? This guy, he looks. That does not look 15. I think.
Hey,
I
if we
think
being
they're 15.
real, half of the cast is grown ass men. This guy's
You're right.
high school.
Yeah. Sanada and Tezuka, they're both grown ass men.
But
Yeah,
when I
no
saw,
reason.
but when I saw Sanada, I'm like, this guy's my dad. Like, what's going on here? What's going on? But yeah, he was just like he was one of the more menacing opponents. Like even after his first match with Yomo, his second match with Tezuka, still their rivalry. Like I don't know, man. This guy was just it. Tried to have his little, straight up 1-on-1 with Tezuka, but Yukimura's all like, no, you can't, blah blah blah. But when Ryoma had to face him, I actually think that was the first time I thought he'd lose a match on screen. He didn't, but it was still a good match. He don't lose. But alright, yeah.
Don't lose that.
That's my honorable mention. Yeah, 5 hours.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. So my honorable mention, it was hard because I had a couple of thoughts. I thought about like Renda Man, thought about Zeno from Zedfeld, but I ended up going with Medusa because I never talk about her really. Because I love Medusa from Soul Eater. I think she was one of like the highest.
Already having technical
difficulties. We are. That's crazy. But okay, but nah, she was like, I think she was definitely like the best villain by far to me in Soul Eater. I don't even think it was close. I almost felt like it peaked too early with her as the villain because the other villains did not match her cunningness, her manipulation, her just like pure evil, while she still like had like some of that comedic effect that Soul Eater can have that bounces from lightheartedness to darkness very fast. And she just implemented a lot of things, and her hands were on everything from with Chrono and the child abuse and her trying to turn him into a monster and trying to get Stein on her side. And just, she was a fucking beast, man. Love witches. Beast.
6 hours.
That was
24 hours stream.
That was the quickest one.
Was it?
Uh,
All right. Are you next, Pat?
yeah.
Look
So-
what I do for his. Go ahead. You want this to
My
weave in?
honorable mention is the fucking Gilgamesh from the Fate trilogy. This guy, just I don't know, man. I ain't never first time I seen him. I ain't never seen nobody in my life that dominates as the pinnacle of everything. This man declared everything he saw before him as his own property. Just
As
for
you should.
me, for me, good villains have a certain air or demeanor, if you will, about them, and they have like confidence in their abilities, and it's just the way they address people and the way they carry
Talk
themselves.
about it. Talk about it. Let's
It's the
go.
way that they carry themselves that makes them appealing to me. And this man Gilgamesh, bro, he just every time he spoke, he just stupefied me. I was like, bro, how can one man be so clever and so arrogant, but so fucking raw, and be able to back up everything he said?
Let's go.
And
Let's get it.
when I got the fucking thank from that man to me, he's going to sending me the link to the Fate games, and I played it, and it just amazed me how like every single route he was the same, but at the same time he went about things in a manner that was like not in character, but it was something I didn't expect. Like in the Fate route, you have him, he sees Saber, and he's like, I own everything here, but you need to be my bride. And I was just like, huh? And he was going on a mission to make sure that Saber was going to become his. I was just like, bro, this man is he's just beyond me right now. They have the Unlimited Blade Works route where he's not even paying attention to Saber, but at the same time, it's like he's going to accomplish what he was supposed to in the last Holy Grail War, which is to obtain the Holy Grail, because it's the one thing that he just doesn't own. And it's just, I don't want to go too far into it, man, but God.
You're already halfway through the cake. You might as well just finish it.
Nah, he's just that nigga, bro. I'm gonna save more for like the other that are actually on 1 through 10, but he deserves to be named.
Well, that's repeat number 1. Are we like 4 minutes in?
Yeah, we already know.
7 hours. Okay.
In hours? Wow.
7 hours. Okay. That's everyone's honorable mention, right? Or did you go Lizard?
Nah, I didn't go yet. My honorable mention is Ogata from Golden Kamuy.
Hey,
I love how ruthless he is. Like he's just like, you know, his cold, like he's just like a psychopath basically. Like there's
the land.
like there's a thing where he tells his brother nobody actually cares about, nobody feels guilt when they kill people, they just act like they do, which is a psychopath thing to say. And I like how he's like he's an antagonist, but he has worked with it. Like he's worked with all sides. Like everybody's worked with the our side. What the bad guy? Just he's like a loose cannon. Like he's just like a lone wolf. And yeah, that's it.
That's your goal. No,
He's on.
All right. Who wants to go next? We'll start with 10 now, because I don't want to go in the same order. But if not, I'll go. Okay, I'll go.
Crickets.
I said I'll go. I was getting to my thing. All right, so I picked Lee Shaoran from Jesus Christ, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, but the clone. This one's just interesting to me because this was the actual character you were following for like half of the narrative before that like switch hits you, and after you're actually just following this clone, he comes and eats Fi's eye, gets his magic, and he's all like emotionless, and now he's like your enemy. It was weird because it's like the protagonist you were following now became one of the main obstacles, and then like the real Lee came out, but she didn't really fuck with him because like who really is this guy? Like you didn't even see him yet, so it's like a weird. But I like the switch, and the fact that like to me it's one of like the best ways I've seen like, you know, a clone type character be used. So that's my 10. Next.
Right.
Next
Me.
I guess, who going? If not, I guess I'll go.
Me.
Right.
Okay, bet. Go.
Okay, so for my number 10, I choose Mr. Racist Frieza. And the reason why he makes the list is because, just as I said earlier, he has that presence in the entire series. Not only in the entire series, but he's literally the reason for everything that you see going on. The reason why the freaking Saiyans are endangered, the reason why Goku even went to her to begin with, and technically the reason why freaking the rest of the Saiyans come to Earth halfway in this series, the reason why they go to Namek is just this nigga. He's the reason for damn everything, and the fact that he's just a fucking racist. Being racist ain't raw, but he's just
Big raw.
he's just racist. Like, this nigga do not like Saiyans at all. He treat them like doo doo. And the crazy thing is, how you racist against a race that's literally space Vikings? These niggas are quote unquote the strongest species in the universe, right? And this nigga racist against them. How? And he murked them too. How?
First date. Yeah, hello, monkeys. Oh, come on,
bro. How you enslave Vikings? What is going on? He's raw. Just simple as that. All 4 of his forms are iconic. Both his Japanese and original Funimation English voice is iconic. His pose in his final form, iconic. Okay. His moves, iconic. He's just raw. He's just absolutely god tier. Like, even though freaking I could go the rest of my life without ever seeing Dragon Ball again, I'll always get a kick out of seeing Frieza. He's just that nigga. You hate to hate him, but you hate to love him too, because he's just raw.
He's my favorite DBZ villain.
Like, I would say he's masterclass writing.
Yeah.
Toriyama actually did a lot of good with him.
I agree.
Especially when he finally gets introduced in the series instead of just being in the backdrop, and then see him completely terrorize literally everything that he freaking touches, and just that final stretch in the Namek arc of the Z fighters of Vegeta fighting him off, and then Goku finally showing up, and then Krillin dying, and Goku finally transforming into Super Saiyan. Man, Super Saiyajin, man. It's just so that entire stretch is absolutely god tier.
This shit is amazing.
7.5 hours. Well, I like Frieza a lot though. Like 7 Super. I ignore that.
I guess I'll go in next. My number 10, I cheated. I'm not even gonna throw with y'all. I big cheated because this ain't a manga or anime. It's definitely a manhwa. But gotta talk about her anyway because I love witches. Arya Godspell is that fucking bitch. She is fucking crazy. When she was this frail, small little kid, then they turned her into a witch. She's stabbing her own brother through the chest. She's killing people masters. She don't care. She just laughing, sadistic. Every time she show up, you know you in big trouble. She might be the strongest person in the entire series because her power seems to fluctuate, and she just overall just terrified.
That hat too. That hat though.
Bro, I'm telling that hat raw. I wish it could talk. If it could talk, it'd be the greatest thing in the universe. Like on some Harry Potter shit. You'd be like fucking 100 points for Gryffindor or some shit. But nah, I love women villains. I mean, I just love women characters, especially when they're not a damsel in distress or they all Nietzscheing their way to the top. So, you know, so she raw. Big raw.
Alright.
Go next.
Here you go.
I got it.
Alright.
So I did Don Quixote, Doflamingo.
Hey! Waka!
Pink fur out.
Is that it?
Bro, all you gotta do is talk about the Thule that he pulled out. That's it. He raw just for that. Bro, listen, this is not even my character. See, you about to make me start talking about him. When he's shooting niggas, that's raw.
His powers, come on. His powers, cold.
He's that dude. It's just funny because it's like I always feel like a gun at One Piece. is the like shuriken equivalent of Naruto. They're just pointless. So the fact that he's got bodies with a gun is the worst of all. He's got bodies with the fucking gun. Well, they're both his family members.
Bro, he really unloaded the clip. He used all the bullets in that gun. He doesn't even care. He just keeps I'm like, bro, you got devil fruit powers. And he don't even care. He just shooting a gun. Damn. He used it on Law. He used it on his own family.
His
he
brother,
don't
his
care.
dad.
Bro, if his devil fruit was literally a gun, I would have been fine with it. Because that would have been just as raw. He would have made it with the pink. Yeah. With the fur, that would have been raw, bro.
I mean, I'm going to go, since we were still talking about Duffy, the list I sent, Naya, Duffy is at number 10. But he's actually, I ain't setting the list in order, but Duffy is my second favorite villain of all time. It's just, like, every time.
Amend it off screen and send it to me again.
No, it's good. But every time fucking Doflamingo was introduced before we got to Dressrosa, this man was always laughing, chilling, having a good time. And then the moment I started like actually being anxious to see what he's really all about was when he was at Marineford. This man dropped one of the coldest speeches I have ever heard in my whole fucking life, because it was straight facts. This nigga saying those who are deemed evil and those who are deemed right all depends on who the strongest is, just to paraphrase what he said, bro. And that was just like, yo, that's facts. History gets rewritten all the fucking time. And the ones that determine what history is going to be are the victors. The losers have no say about what actually happened or what went down. So I'm over here just watching Marineford, and I'm just like, bro, there's bodies dropping left and right. This nigga Dolphy over here laughing, cutting people's legs off, having a good ass fucking time when people are dying. I'm like, bro, this nigga is insane, bro. Like, then we get his backstory. We find out this man was a king, but pretty much a fallen king because his dad is a fucking idiot. And what he do? He blew that man's brains out. I'm like, bro, oh no. He's the fucking GOAT. And like Ben said, this man pulled up on Law, said, fuck all that devil fruit shit, pulled the Thule out and just started dumping lead rounds into this man. I'm like, bro, this nigga is just too much for me. He's just too much.
Good lord.
Doflamingo. And if it wasn't for who I had at number one, that nigga would be my number one. But that nigga is fucking GOAT.
Was that everyone?
Let me go.
Get some Siamese.
Mine is Kiruma Soichi from Usugoi. He's charismatic, and like the MC in the series is fucking over. Like in terms of gambling, just like the great, and he's like super overpowered. Like he'll be out strategizing everybody, and this guy is like still beating him. Like he's like that good. He's like raw. He can fight, and yeah.
He can fight. He's raw.
Yeah, that's all I need.
I feel it. You have a fan in the chat, your boy Nelly, another manga merchant. All right, that's everyone's 10, is it? Oh no, I'm so tired. All right.
Did you go?
I think so, isn't I? Yeah, I did lead. I went.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go next. Number 9, the Laughing Man from Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. Hacker God. Raw. If you have not watched this is I'll say my opinion, because some people say the movie. This is my favorite like version of Ghost in the Shell. So not a ride, not the movie, not the manga. And I've seen all of it. I even watched the live action movie. To me, this is the best version. You gotta watch this, because this arc, the Laughing Man. Yo, it's different. All right, who's next?
Oh damn, that was quick. All right, I got you. So, number 9 for
6 hours.
Being X. Cause I'm telling from the Taya of the Evil, man. Listen, partially he up here just how hilarious their interactions are, and it's just like this man is this entity, because he's not a man, he an entity, but he basically an atheist wet dream. This is what atheists perceive God to be. He's just a dickhead that's trying to prove his point that he right, and you need to believe in him because he doing all this work. He like, man, y'all keep dying. I gotta keep reborn y'all souls and stuff like that. And then Talia the Evil was like, you're illogical. You don't really make sense. Like, I don't understand you. He's like, bet. You gonna get reborn in this version of Nazi Germany with magic, and you gonna get reborn as a little girl in an orphanage. Good luck. You gonna believe in me by the end of this. And he just keep giving her stress. She trying to retire, and he just like, nah, new obstacle. You gonna pray yet? And then she gotta pray to use her powers. She gotta pray to him to use her powers. So I think it's just one of the most interesting dynamics I've ever seen from the antagonist of a story. Because it's just like, on one hand, you just like, why doesn't he just completely hold her? But he doesn't win if she dies and doesn't believe in him by the end of it. So it's just this thing where he can't like directly just get rid of her.
Okay, I feel it.
Yeah, so it's just an interesting dynamic. I've never seen a character
Alan really likes
like
this show too.
Yeah, me and him
So I know.
got it like the same. Yeah.
That's to say, I couldn't remember if it was or not.
But yeah, so I just thought this is something that nobody's ever talked about either. So I was like,
Manga could never.
Woo! But go ahead.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right, you got it. You got it.
All right. So, number 9.
I don't know what are you gonna say first? I can just say what you want to say.
Now, I'm gonna just follow the list to make it convenient for you, bro.
All right.
So, number 9, the god himself, Aizen Sosuke.
Damn.
Oh my goodness. Yo, you talk about a fucking mastermind and a dickhead that just completely messes with everybody's lives. This man had the whole Soul Society hoodwinked from the beginning. And we watched the Soul Society arc. Like, I still remember the very first time I saw this as a 14-year-old kid, just watching this shit on my laptop. This man writing some little letter or whatever, and Hinamori going to sleep. And she wake up, this man is on top of a building, straight impaled, dead. I'm like, bro, what? That was sudden. Fast forward like 20 episodes later, this nigga been alive the whole time. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? They talk about his Zanpakuto ability, being able to bend reality at his will, being able to confuse all 5 senses. I'm like, no, he's fucking broken. He's just fucking broken. And like, the moment where I was like, I used to hate him, but then like I started like really, really liking him was when the fake Karakura Town arc, when the entire unit that they came to fake Karakura Town, it was Toshiro, Choraku, half the visors, and like, what was it, Soifone, I think. They all pulled up on him like basically 10-on-1, and he bodied all of them. All of them. I was just like, nah. He's just too fucking cold. He's too raw. He got too much salt. But yeah, Aizen Sosuke, he's always gonna be top 10 for me. That nigga is that nigga.
You never saw his Bankai.
The one thing that Kubo should have fucking did, but he didn't do.
He never invented it. That's why I never thought about it.
Yup, that's what it is. Because the Shikai is already 2 hacks.
Yeah, at that point, you just have to literally bend reality, I guess. Alright. Number 9, somebody.
I'll go. So my number 9 is Light Yagami from Death Note. From day 1, episode 1, the first minute we seen this nigga, I did not like this man. This square ass nigga, boy. This nigga, I knew as soon as he found the Death Note, I knew shit was gonna go wrong with this nigga. Started. No, he just started. I know he was gonna have this god complex ass shit, and then the whole thing. L, like I was rooting for L the whole time, even though L was out of pocket. That nigga was doing illegal shit all the fucking time. But it was cool. That's my go-to. I don't fuck with this man L. That's it. Period.
Sir, I have to interject. That man is the hero. What are you talking about, bro? Light is the hero, bro.
To y'all niggas, I don't know.
Nah, bro. He was trying to. He was
He
the
said
MC,
to you.
bro.
To
He was
you?
the MC. He was trying to save the world. What's wrong with you, bro?
The world.
Nah,
God
bro.
of a new world.
I feel like I feel like he's fine if he removes the god complex. That's where you lost me. I'm the guy that
Hey, listen, man.
But I mean,
Listen, man.
yeah, if you make a new world, he should reap the benefits.
He realized they were too stupid to rule themselves, so he had to do it, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. He knew
Killing
what he
cops
was
out
doing.
here? Come on now.
Nah, bro, they were in the way, bro. They had their little justice system. He said, nah, out of here. Heart attack.
Heart attack.
Yeah, bro. He was like, we don't need all that. We got heart attacks. They be waterboarding people anyway. He got you. Heart attack. Faster, more efficient, cost efficient, bro. We ain't got to save none of these people. He was saving the Japanese money, bro. I don't see the issue. All that mass
He did reduce crime rate,
incarceration, bro. I'm trying
He
to
did,
tell
though.
y'all, man.
I don't know. That's why it's interesting. Everyone's opinion is different.
Hey, listen, man. I was doing the Japanese economy taxes and shit, bro. I was trying to tell him. I was like, he right. It's too much money.
The Death Note is still the most efficient killer weapon of all time. If you got the name, yeah, it's pretty easy too.
Name and face.
You know how many? You know, I mean, I go there. All right, so
Wait,
I'm at 8.
let me go.
Yo.
Sorry, man.
Mine's Yuto from Twin Star. Is just like he's like his past, like when he first pulled up in the beginning. Like, you know, the main character thought he's like the female main character's brother. They thought he was dead. He pulls up and he's the one behind like the attack. Like he's become a bad guy. He just like, yeah. I like how calculate not what's I don't know. He's just a good villain. That's it.
Right.
Hey, Timmy, that's two. That's two of them, because I got the same person on my list.
Oh shit.
You
go
looking
again.
at mine? I ain't
Go
go
again.
yet though.
Oh.
Nah, I ain't go. Stupid.
So aggressive to your friends.
Yeah, you want to talk. Anyways, my number 9 is Yujiro Hanma, the man with the demon in his back. Now, Yujiro is one of my earliest anime memories.
Is he now?
My sister really is fucked up for having me watch the show. Where was it? Was it pre-K or was it kindergarten? I can't fucking remember. It's one of those two grades.
That's raw though.
But yeah, one of my earliest memories is seeing this man fucking bend another grown man in half like a pizza by just putting his palms on his shoulders and pushing forward. That was one of the most brutal things I have ever seen in my entire life. He folded the man like a fucking loose leaf paper. I ain't never seen a next man get his skull cracked open by just getting flicked in the forehead. This man Yujiro is something else, man. Let me tell you something. You ever pull up to a party and you see a biddy and she see you and y'all looking at each other, then her husband pull up and you like, what's good with you? And the husband like, nah. So you beat his ass, right? Wait. It get worse. It get worse. So you beat his ass, right? And then, yeah, you leave. And then at the end of the party, they go to their room. You ever pull up in their room and then kill the husband? And then look at the biddy and say, I want you to bear my child? And she say, yes? Son, let me tell you something.
Damn.
This man Yujiro is something else. And that's not even the worst of it. So tell me why freaking this nigga NTR the fuck out of this dude, got this whole pregnant, and that's how our main character Baki's born. Not only that, this nigga fucking kills her. He kills her with a bear hug. He snaps her spine in two. and that is how our antagonist is formed for about 90% of the Baki series. Just like everybody else on the list, as I've said twice now, Yujiro has that presence of always being there because he is his goal. Simple as that. First, it was his goal just to beat his dad, but then once he killed his mom, it was for revenge as well. So Yujiro's always there, and unlike the other two series that I listed earlier, we actually get to see Yujiro constantly. It might not be him directly interacting with Baki, but it's just random stuff that he does. Like for example,
Yeah, he jumped in the president's car.
this nigga was one day. This nigga was bored, so he said, "You know what? I'm gonna pull up on the president." So this nigga took a flight, States. He went to Washington D.C. He just pulled up to the White House, and he just starts murking everything in sight. Security, all the people there. He just starts murking everybody, and he pull up to the president. And who's sitting in the seat is fucking Trump. And he tell this nigga, "Yo, security suck." What's wrong with this man? He's different. He's different. Let me tell you, he's different. You ever see a man rip the face off of a next man and then slam the exposed meat in the concrete?
That's crazy.
Different. It's just the embodiment of the brutality and ridiculousness of Baki, and he stands out. He's somebody that's just that nigga. They never gonna leave my mind. That nigga stay with me for the rest of my life. He's his anime memories, and he's just absolutely got it. He's fucking raw. He's literally the strongest creature on earth in Baki. And he just that nigga just got it.
9 hours.
You're
Definitely.
Oh, it went down 1 hour?
No, we went up.
Nah,
We
you
went
went
up
from
too.
10 to 9.
No, we were at 7. I went back to 7. Oh yeah, no, I don't know. All right, next. I'll go next. Did everyone do 9? Oh, 9 only. God damn it.
No,
Now we all did 9.
Hey, we all did 9. We all 8 now. We just accidentally skipped them.
I'll go next. Misogi Kumagawa, the GOAT, all fiction. One of the
another one. That's 3.
One of the greatest abilities of all time, and his character just funny because of what he wanted to do in terms of his opinions on main characters and why he wants to beat them, even though he doesn't think he deserves to as a side character. Yada yada yada. His past is interesting, and like that whole arc when like he was the leading antagonist, that shit was scary. He was the GOAT.
That was the best arc in the series.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Actually, I agree with that. Good loser Kumagawa, that's my goal. All right,
Nothing is his fault.
Yeah.
He desperately trying to bring down the time.
Who's next?
You trying to sleep?
Simi, go.
Oh, fine. Damn, you really pushing me, huh?
Damn.
All right, so my number 8, I choose Kinnikuman Super Phoenix from Kinnikuman. And unfortunately, he's ranked very low on the list because he's a arc-specific antagonist. And if it went based off of the original run, he only appears in the very last arc. So we don't get that much time with him. But the very short time that we do get, he's fucking raw. First of all, his design is raw, very Lucha Libre-esque. So any fan who watches Mexican wrestling will feel right at home with him. And he's just out of all of the lost children, this nigga just something else, man. So the god of intelligence chooses him, and his ass he was living in poverty and whatnot. Then you know how that goes. Once somebody who's impoverished or the oppressed gets power beyond their freaking wildest dreams, what do? They start wilding the fuck out, man.
Shout out the pig guy.
So basically, in the very last arc of Kinnikuman, going off of the original run, Kinnikuman is about to become the king of his planet, and to do so, he needs approval of all of the Chojin gods. However, the last, what was it, 5 or 4? I think it's 5, right? The evil Trojan gods are like, you know what? Nah, fuck this nigga. We're not gonna give his approval. Fuck him. We're gonna give Kinnikuman one last piece of struggle. So they decide they trying to rack their brains around something to not make him become king. So they find out when Kinnikuman was born, in the hospital he was born, there was a fire and there was a mix-up between children, and 5 Kinniku-born children got lost within the fire. So they're like, you know what? We gonna bring up the argument that they could be the successor to the throne. So they bring these niggas out of the blue, out of the woodwork, and they say, nah, listen, you gotta have a tournament to decide who's going to be the king of your planet. And the god of intelligence, each evil Chojin god represents each of the 5 children, right? So the god of intelligence chooses Super Phoenix. And so far, just whatever your standard affair, you're at your normal politics, right? But this nigga Super Phoenix gotta take it to the next level. First, this nigga say, nah, your wife on the line too. So whoever wins, whoever wins the tournament gets to get Kinnikuman's fiance Babinba. 2, then he's like, you know what? Nah, that's not enough, right? You gotta put your existence on the line. So long story short, there's a book that features every single Chojin in it, and it's called the Legacy Book, and your specific page is called a Legacy page, and basically if that page gets destroyed, your existence gets erased. So he said, you know what? For every nigga that loses this tournament, I'm gonna burn your Legacy page. Meaning he's gonna erase you from existence. What's good with him, man? What is good with this man?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
He turned something that was just simple politic affairs for some far off planet to now the deadliest tournament of all time. And he said, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck all of y'all. I'm gonna take what's mine. And he's absolutely goddamn raw for it. And not only that, but the Muscle Revenger is one of my favorite finishers of all time. It is ridiculous. It is 100% killing rate move, and it's just freaking god tier. And it absolutely embodies the craziness of Kinnikuman. Even though the Kinniku Buster is more iconic, I would say the Muscle Revenger more perfectly shows just how creative Yuri Tamago were with creating wrestling moves.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo.
2020, I'm in there. Kinnikuman, I'm reading it.
Okay,
Oh, Lord, Pat, that's going to take you a year, brother.
No, it's not.
Are you done Conan
Bro,
yet?
Pat, I seen you with Detective Conan, bro. It'll take you a year.
Bro, I'm almost done with Detective Conan.
Are you, though?
So he says.
I am. Only got 400 more chapters left.
You see that, bro? I'm not even going to
See my
entertain
guy
that
Shogo,
nonsense, bro.
Makishima later in this video. He could exist. He could not exist. We'll see. I said exist. Could not be in the list.
All right. Who next?
You are.
Bet. All right. So number 8 for me, Goku Black.
Hey.
Goku Black, mostly because the female voice actor, she went off. That Super Rashi is fucking crazy.
Hey,
that line
It is.
so
Goat, bruh.
crazy.
Barashi.
Right. She's so Barashi. I'll be like, yeah, let's go. That shit's so fire. But anyway, when I say Goku Black, though, I'm not talking about him and Zamasu together. I'm talking about that whack-ass fusion that destroyed the whole ass art.
Fuck
Man, nah. Goku Black by himself was one of the most interesting things in Dragon Ball Z for a long time. Super mad they botched that arc, but that's a story for another time. But he's just raw. I love how he got his own Super Saiyan form, even though they just be going through the colors. That's fine. I don't care.
Super Saiyajin Rose.
Yeah, right, exactly. I just turned my brain off for that anyway. That shit was raw. He beat Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks twice. They really should have died.
Street say you're smoking
twice.
the mid pack.
Who cares what he got
Street
to
is
say?
uncultured.
Anyway, I don't care what he got to say. Goku Black out. But but yeah, I'm not gonna speak too long on that. Y'all know what it is. It's rawness and swag in Dragon Ball Z. He just raw.
I feel it. I like him. He was cool, and then he fused with Zamasu.
Yeah, then they completely tried. That's why I lost all faith. That's why I have no faith for the Tournament of Power. They ruined that arc.
Lizard.
My pick is N from Dorohedoro. First of all, any character that can make mushroom raw is a GOAT villain. It's just like I like how he like his narcissism. He just thinks he's better than everybody, and he pretty much is because he's like one of the best magicians, and from like he's one of the best magicians out there. I like how even though he's like narcissistic and an asshole, he still cares about the people around him, like his group, like especially the little dog he has. And yeah, that's it.
We just cut our time in half for like 20 seconds.
I feel it, Pat.
That nigga bro. Number 8 on my list, I put Shinobu Sensui.
Let's go!
As a kid, Shinobu Sensui was honestly too big brain of a villain for me to comprehend just how good he was. Like this nigga Togashi really went into another realm of existence when he created Shinobu Sensui. I really, really mean that. This guy was the complete antithesis to Yusuke Urameshi. They had the same job, but two totally different personalities and two totally different methods on how they went about their job. Sensui was a person who felt like humans were the natural pecking order at the top and demons should just constantly be eradicated all the time. And he was mild-mannered and polite and subjugated to authority. That's why Koema loved him so much. Yusuke is lazy, foul-mouthed, bad-tempered, and doesn't give a fuck about who anybody tells him to do. So just seeing Sensui, the first time he met eyes with Yusuke in the fucking city, and Murata was reading his mind, and he says, I'll kill all the humans. Let's make a tunnel, all 7 of us, and started listing all 7 members of his organization. Come to find out, when we get into the tunnel, when this man said all 7 of us, he didn't give a fuck about none of his subordinates. He was talking about the 7 personalities inside of him. I'm like, bro, this is just too much, bro. This guy got 7 personalities. And then you get to, like, when he's talking to Yusuke about how he doesn't hate the planet. He just hates humans. He wants trees and animals, insects, all of that to coexist in the ecosystem just fine. But he wants humanity to pay for his crimes because he saw the Chapter Black tape and it changed who he was inside and how he viewed society and how it functions.
Explain the gun personality. What does that mean?
Explain which good personality.
The gun.
The gun. He got a gun.
Powerful Shabo gun.
With Shinobu is like actual person in him. But Kazuya is the personality that he created when he slaughtered the Black Club when he saw how they were treating demons. So he needed somebody that was just angry and raw and just borderline insane in order to carry out that deed of killing all those people inside. So when Yusuke gets Minoru on the ropes, who's the manipulative side of Sensui, he brings out Kazuya because he needs somebody badass to handle a badass. And he just shoots him. And he's just like, I don't even know who this nigga is, bro. He's just like, shut up, you little shit. And I'm like, what? Like, what is going on with this man? He got a whole fucking gun coming out his hand. I don't even know where that shit came from, but this shit was raw. And then Yusuke gets back up.
That's his best form.
It is.
The thing that got me was that was his most raw form. Yusuke said that he was too easy. I'm like, bro, what? And then, of course, you already know, when he brought Shinobu out, it was a fucking rat. He had Hiei, of all people, shaking in his boots because he brought out the sacred energy, bruh. Oh, my God. Chapter Black has been fucking amazing. Shinobu Sensui, top 5 antagonists ever.
I agree. I just said that's why you keep moving. I don't actually agree, but he's cool.
Wow, that's messed up, man.
All right, Cypher. No, he's cool though. Like, he's my favorite villain in that series.
So I did Legato. I did Legato from Trigun. My whole reason for doing this edgy motherfucker just wanted to die from Vash's hands, because Vash has a rule that he won't kill nobody for no reason. This edgy motherfucker was all like, just followed this nigga around, and then just made him like try to do everything possible, killing children, killing like whole towns and cities, just to make Vash kill him. And this nigga succeeded at it. And then he got what he wanted. That's the whole reason I got him there.
I have yet to watch a recheck. I'm so
Yeah, that's some Joker ass shit right there. Boy, I tell you that.
Well, I know one of the hype beasts put Kaiba. Just come out now. It's not me. Does not make no sense on Kaiba. It's not me. That's everyone's.
Maybe if Laz was here.
That's everyone's, right?
Yeah.
All right, you go again. Next one.
Hold on. Sasuke Aizen. My Pat spoke on it. You know what's up. Raw. Stop Ichigo's theme song with one finger. Niggas
Damn, that's another one. That's 4. That's 4 crossovers.
Bro,
but that's crazy, bro.
I don't think people understand, bro. This nigga Ichigo's theme music is one of the greatest theme music ever, bro. It's sung by a fucking black woman. It's anime, and it has theme music sung by a black woman. God. And this nigga Aizen just stopped that shit.
One finger, bro. Khalid, come on, dog. We spoke on it.
It was funny though. It's like, yo, turn that shit off. It's whack. Let's cut that. All right, I'll go next. 7. All right, so Accelerator from certain Magical Index. He ends up becoming one of the 3 of, I guess kind of 4 protagonists later on, and he does become more of an ally in the long run. But listen, the sisters arc, he was scary when you find out the number 1 Esper, what he can do. And no one could fade him. We know how Masaka is really strong and really inventive, and she went up against him, and he just, no matter what she could think of, no matter what, didn't work. And it only took the GOAT, Toma, his hacked ass arm, to beat him.
Greatest bum of all time.
I know. Well, like the whole level 0 versus level 5 thing, like the weakest versus strongest, I love that whole thing leading up to it. And everything happens with him afterwards, with like Last Order and everything, just raw. That's my goal.
Redemption arc. He's wrong.
Simi.
Alright, so in according to theme with Vince, spooky season has extended for a little bit. So we'll add another witch to our list. My number 7 is the Golden Witch, Ogo no Majo, the Endless Witch, the alchemist of the Ushiromiya family, Beatrice. Man, let me tell you something.
That says Beatrice.
Yeah, I know it does.
What did you just say?
That's how they pronounce it.
Why have I never heard that? It's so funny.
Beatrice. Now, let me tell you something. I have never in my life seen a woman torment a man this much before in all of my days. In all 22 years of my life on this planet, I have never seen one bitch torment not only one man, but an entire family of people. The game starts with this old ass man simping over her, just screaming and crying in his room.
Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Damn, I was kind of lost in the sauce for a second. Keep going.
Talking about how he just want to see her smile again, that he will do anything to smile upon him once more. I don't want to spoil it simply for the fact that I want him to play the game, so I won't go too much into detail. But This bitch is absolutely fucking insane. And I really can't fucking stand her, but she just that much insane that you just can't help but be like, dang, this bitch kinda raw. What I like
Yeah.
most about Beatrice is that
The anime
as a
whack.
sort of Umineko doesn't have anime. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, got you. I got
She kind of
Kingdom
has
Season
a she kind of has a cosmic horror to her. And for those of you who don't know what the fuck cosmic horror is a genre of horror that the scale that's so lopsided where you have humans having to deal with entity much greater than them that they literally have absolutely no chance actually dealing with them at all. Like this entity or being or whatever decides that you're going to die, you are going to die. Simple as that. If they decide that they're going to blow up the planet, then the planet's blown up, and there's literally nothing you can do about it at all whatsoever. They're on such a higher plane that humans seem like not even ants, but just specks of dirt to them. So once Beatrice gets her eyes on you, there's not really much you can do as a human. You just gotta accept your fate. And seeing her terrorize Ushiromiya family is just absolutely heart-wrenching. It's a trip, it's a journey, it's flat out awful. And seeing her torment our protagonist, Ushiromiya Battler, for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, and laughing in this nigga face while he crying blood tears. It's just nah. I mean, it's absolutely awful. It's horrendous. She will freaking take your family, completely rip their faces off until they are unrecognizable.
I have no family.
Where it's just meat. You can't even tell where their nose was supposed to be, where their eyes are supposed to be. It's just flesh and bones. And she will make you look at it. And while you crying, she will laugh. And laugh louder.
That's the best part.
And she just does that to our protagonist for hours. I mean hours. This game is long. I haven't even beat the game yet. I've only finished 5 out of 8 chapters. So far, I'm like 170 hours deep. And for like 110 of those hours, it's just her tormenting Battler. Repeatedly. Like, the amount of tears I've shed playing this game, but it's funny looking back on in hindsight because it's just so crazy how fucked up this bitch is, man. She will kill your family, make you look at it, and then do it again. And then try to make you solve a riddle while she brutally murderizing people. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Batman could do it.
No, the fuck he cannot. I'm telling you that right now, no, the fuck he cannot. And the crazy, and is again, as I said, cosmic horror to it. You can't fight her. She doesn't have a physical form. You as a human, you can only see her if she wants you to see her. You can't hit her. You can't do nothing against her. You just gotta deal. You just gotta curse your bad luck, man.
You just weep like I do.
She's freaking awful, and that's why she's fucking on the list. But the reason why she's so low is because she kind of doesn't stay as the antagonist. I would have liked to, for that freaking craziness to be all throughout the game, but unfortunately, that's not the way it is. We back to 9 hours, by the way.
10. All right. I'll go on to it. Lizard.
Mine is the goal irregular is a heart.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm joking. Go ahead. I'm joking. Go ahead.
I mean, like he just like he killed a kid because a girl rejected him. Like, and he pulled up and he's like, and when he pulled up and he tried killing him again, he's charismatic because you can tell he's the king of the tower, and like the chapter where he pulled up, that was like one of the most hyped chapters I've read, especially Tower.
What?
Yeah,
I read that.
that's it.
Happened.
Do you really agree with that, or is that cap again?
I can't be capped because
That
they didn't know I was ever. But whatchamacallit? Number 7 for me, I put on the list was that boy Makushima Shogo. Let me tell y'all, bro. This was one of the most unconventional villains I had ever seen in my life. First off, the whole concept of psychopaths was the fact that it was a society that was governed by a system that dictated what you are from birth. If the civil system said you were a criminal, even if you hadn't done anything in your life that was a criminal act, you were a fucking criminal. And you had two choices. You either had to go to like some sort of correctional type facility where you work in like, you know, like the type of jobs that only convicted felons can get, like truck drivers and like fucking garbage men or some shit like that. Or you just try to hide from the civil system and then wait for niggas to come get you. Like those are the only options available. And Makushima Shogo saw this and he was like, man, this kind of society is kind of fucked up. Cause like, how can I be branded a criminal if I ain't do a crime yet? But if I do this crime in front of you and then the civil system still doesn't label me as a criminal, then what does that make the civil system? This nigga had Akane's friend with the fucking knife to her throat.
She was whack.
Gave her a shotty. Gave her a fucking shotty and said, shoot me now, I'm gonna kill your friend. And I'm not capping. You can keep pointing that stupid ass hunk of metal at me, but my fucking crime coefficient is just gonna keep going down.
0.
And check your phone.
What happened, bro? And he was dead ass. He just slit her throat. And the Dominator didn't even respond. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And I knew this guy was going to be one of my favorite villains ever, was when Kogami was hell-bent on catching this man from the beginning because of another situation that happened in the past. Because Makushima was just putting different people in positions to create crimes and seeing how that would affect society. But he had never done a crime himself. But then now he's starting to finally do crimes. And he was so like-minded with Kogami that it was fucking scary. And when it just came to a head at the end of Psychopath Season 1, it was just, oh my God, that shit was just fucking amazing. That's one of the best anime ever. One of the best I've ever seen. One of the best villains ever. Fucking loved it. All his philosophical quotes just fucking goated.
On God. He really exposed like the civil system's like greatest flaws, which was the best part about him to me. And now he gets to do these really, really heinous acts super calmly, and the system couldn't judge him because his coefficient stayed 0. It's crazy.
The crazy thing is, like, when you look at him, he's so skinny and frail that you would never guess that this man could box you the fuck up and beat the shit out of you and kill you on the spot with just his hand. Mm-hmm. You just too fucking goated.
Was that everybody?
Yeah, me. Hold on. I'm dealing with background noise.
Okay, do your thing. W's not gonna go? Alright, in the meantime, I have a request.
What, an audio play?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind. I got you. I can do it. Alright, so number 7, for me, one of my favorite personal villains of all time, even though she ended up kind of not being a villain in the second half, Ito Yashimura, the best girl in Tokyo Ghoul. Best girl. But, I mean, what's not to like? She wrote an award-winning book. She was the best, the first one-eyed ghoul. She was out there being sadistic, killing ghouls and humans. You got in the way, you got clapped. She's laughing at everybody. She laughing at everybody, killing everybody, but then she had her own plan. Her and the leader.
They're going to keyword plan.
You know, you already know. I love people with the plans, but I just love villains. But I just love villains that don't be having all these super. I mean, she got a sad backstory, kinda, but at the same time, it don't really prevent her from being a villain. Like, you don't feel really bad for her, to be honest. And I like villains like that. You can have your backstory, this, that, and the other, but I'm not trying to hear that at the end of your life. Oh, I wish I hadn't done those things. If I would have had one friend, nah. Fuck all that. Nah, we kill niggas out here because we feel like it. That's what it is. Oh, your mom dying in front of you? That shit funny. Like that's what I need. That's what I need my villains to do. And if you not doing that, you a hoe. And she was out here doing what she needed to do. She was like, I need Kaneki for my plan because I need ghouls to lead, say. But that don't mean she still wouldn't clap a ghoul. But she still wanted to create a society for him. But she still clapped. I mean, she walked out in public after writing award-winning books, and she's like, by the way, I'm a ghoul. And y'all can't do nothing about that shit.
Can't check me.
Yeah, cannot check me at all. None of you. Go. Best girl.
Is this one, right?
Excuse me.
Yes. Would an audio play?
このバカが
Stream be able to hear it?
決まっておろうが
They should be able to.
殺したらそなたが歪めるだろう
They don't.
その表情が楽しいからの他に何の理由が
Actually, I don't
必要
know
な
either.
の
I don't
か
have the volume on.
Yeah, you can hear it.
ほらほら目をつむらずにちゃんと見ろよほらほらほらほら魔法だよ家具だよそなたがどんなにわらわや魔法の存在を否定しようともほらほらほらほらほらほら
I feel you, bro. Sometimes I
悪いなバトラー結構面白かったぜしかし
What's
お
with
師匠
that
様の
laugh?
言う通りにしてみたんだが本当に結構いいとこまで行けたな何でもツンツンと残虐を尽くした後に程よくへたれて出れてみせると好感度ってやつが大幅アップするんだろ
She's a demon. Women are evil. Don't trust them. That shit's crazy. I'm gonna play that one day. I don't know though. I don't know when. My life's about.
she's absolutely god tier. Women ain't shit, and she just proves that. You know that that page, fictional women who terrorize men. They created that account specifically for her, and damn right so, because she really is one of the craziest people. I never seen one bitch torment a man so much before in my life, boy. But moving on.
You see in the correlation we have in between women being villains in our picks? I felt that.
Alright, Lizard, you go. 6. Where'd he go? Where is he?
Bro,
right
listen,
here, mine
please.
is. Listen, I was muted.
Stop
I was
skipping
muted.
for 1 second, bro. God damn.
Niggas reading the manga in between our picks.
And they go another repeat.
Mine's Johann Lieber from Monster. I mean, one of the best villains. Like you can. I don't really have to say much because everybody knows he's how good of a villain he is.
Yeah, you don't have to, because I'm about to in a second.
But like a thing, I like how like the psychological torment he does. Like one of my favorite scenes is when he he convinces a drunk guy to kill himself, like just by showing him a bottle, and like he just like manipulates other people.
Bro,
He's just
how crazy is that, bro? He showed that nigga a bottle and got him to kill himself, bro. I'd be like, so what does that mean? He would have had to shoot me. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm like, fuck that bottle. I'm about to drink that hoe.
Swing that, you.
He's goated. Alright, Cypher.
No, yeah, he raw.
I had King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Clean, bro.
We almost crossed over.
Next,
That's my list on the Cypher.
Yeah.
So, when he took down that fucking tank, just taking out niggas in the suit, white tee. Come on, now stop playing with me. And then stop. And that he had a goat fight with Scar. That fight was really good. And then I liked his writing with like the one thing he got to choose was his family, and that's what was like dear to him. I liked his character. He was like really good, but he was just raw as fuck. That's it.
The best villain in the series.
I disagree, but I feel you.
Because it sure as shit wasn't Dwarf in the Flats, tell you that right now, boy.
On the bucket list?
I don't even know who that is. That bum.
All right, Pat, 6.
All right, number 6 is the man himself that took over the title of Hitokiri Batosai, fucking Makoto Shishio.
Bro, literally every pick you have is one that I normally would have picked, and I was scared that somebody else was going. We were just gonna have crossover after crossover, so I picked it up.
Hey, the fact that these names keep popping up just shows how great these guys are.
No, for sure.
Bro, this nigga Shishio was really about all that power and dominance and ruling with the iron fist that he was talking about. Like, first time I saw him, he was all bandaged up. I'm like, man, can't you take this? What the fuck are you talking about? Bruh, come to the final arc. Like, not the final arc, the final battle in the Kyoto arc. When Kenshin pulled up on this man. Shishio KO'd Kenshin in less than 5 minutes. Then you got fucking Sonosuke tried to hit him with the Futai no Kiwami, bruh. He tanked that shit, knocked his ass out. Fucking Saito bust the door down, come straight through with the Katotsu, straight for the head. Tank that shit too, knocked his ass out. Then fucking Aoshi Shinomori pull up. At this point, Aoshi just stalling for time so Kenshi could get back up. And he almost knocked his ass out too. I'm like, bro, goddamn, how many people is he gonna take out? And it's just like, you see this man running through the gauntlet. And when Kenshin gets him with the Amakakuru no Ryu no Hirameki, and he just gets back up, and he loses because he went past his fucking time limit, and his body just becomes engulfed in flames. And I'm like, bro, that is one of the hardest ways I've ever seen a villain go out. He lost because he went past his time limit for fighting. Then you see him at the end, right before the next arc starts, and one of his loyal retainers shows up. And then he asks him, what we gonna do? And he's like, what we gonna do? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna go fight the fucking king of this place. I'm gonna go fight the demon, bro. And I'm gonna be the ruler of this place. I'm like, bro, oh my god. Yo, Shishio is just too fucking great. He's just too great. Kyoto arc, 10 out of 10.
Yo, Pat's JP pronunciation is pretty good.
Oh,
of course, man.
You're saying on the coon.
Yeah, he culture. He got that military life. Cause me, I'm watching all of them. I don't care. I don't care. I'm watching all of them.
All right, I'll go next.
For sure.
I got Zanzis from Koteki Hitman Reborn.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Fire arc was my favorite arc. This is my favorite character. He did not fuck with Suna at all. He did not fuck with her at all. And the thing I like about him is that while he became an ally in a sense in the end, he was never ever on like the protagonist's side. It was more of a thing with like, obviously if you attack the family, that's kind of it's like big, it's bigger than me. So I'll kind of help. I'll do what I gotta do to protect the family, but I still don't fuck with you. I don't fly under you. We're not friends. In the future arc, he got over it. But remember in the past arc when Dino brought it up and he went crazy and he about to fuck up Hibari, he don't fuck with Suna. That's my goal.
He's wrong. You forget the best part. He got guns. Any nigga flying with guns?
With the Thule.
He beat two people sitting down.
Listen.
The way Mamon summoned him was funny as hell when he choked on the food. He came with the pot in his hand. Shit had me weak.
When you have a series that's chock full of fantasy, you got niggas with dynamites, you got niggas with swords, you got niggas speaking with bazookas, and you just come with two guns, and not even like no big, it's 2 pistols, nigga, bro. That's it. RAW, raw.
That man's dancers was different, bro.
And he has the same voice actor as Shishio Makoto. I think it's wrong.
Yes, sir.
Would you look at that?
Look at that, bro.
All right. Timmy, you go next.
Fine. Alright, so my number 6, just as once again in theme of Vince, I cheated. And we
Yep.
went with a little Korea.
Let's go.
Mr. Dong-soo Seon, aka Jin's dad from Bastard. Oh my Jesus Christ,
Damn,
man.
that man crazy. Okay, let's go. Speak
This
on it.
nigga crazy, man. Like, nah, like, son. I literally just read Bastard this year. And I'm telling you right now, this nigga will forever stay in my mind. Freaking what's that nigga name? Who wrote this? Something Park. I forgot his name. It's like something Sim Park, something like that. Whatever that nigga name is. He master class. Yo dad ever for a hobby abduct young women and brutally kill them? Son, this shit is horrifying. And he used you as an accomplice? Son! It's so crazy. Like, I want to go into full detail about him, but unfortunately, I don't want to spoil Bastard. I would like literally everybody to read it. That is something that I would most definitely vouch for. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for the most part, but just know that this nigga is absolutely terrifying. And the god tier thing about it is Bastard ain't no fantasy, it ain't no science fiction, ain't no none of that. It's realistic fiction. It's down to earth. Ain't no fantastical shit happening in it. And it's not even necessarily a horror, but this nigga brings so much horror aspects to this series. It is just an absolute thrill to watch him torment his son. So god tier, man. Everybody gotta read that.
Indeed.
Respect. That's my guy.
Will I catch up? Find out next episode.
No.
Hate to see it.
All right, Vince.
What happened?
You're next.
Okay. All right. So number 6 for me is that boy Shigaraki, my hero.
That was better.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
Okay, so I didn't
around
explain
if you
this.
want to speak on it.
I didn't explain this at the beginning, but this list is not necessarily my favorite villains. I like all the villains that I put on this list or antagonists, but this is just about people I feel like they don't necessarily get talked about enough, or I don't talk about them that much. So Shigaraki, I like him mostly because I just like the way he's being developed, and it's just like it's very cool to see a story where the main protagonist and the main villain are growing at the exact same time. Both, blossoming, accomplishing their goal. And the villain arc was the best arc in My Hero to date for me. And like,
That's a good arc.
he ugly, so that make him a good villain because good villains be ugly as hell. It's just wrong. Ugly niggas make good villains. He ugly.
That might be a fact.
And he been doing a lot of stuff lately, and I respect it.
That's
That nigga Shiggy funny. Spoiler alert, sorry y'all, but this nigga,
itches.
he got a beating once. And then kill his whole family. That nigga. That epitome of school shooter. He got one beat. Wasn't here with the belt neither. He killed his whole family. Nigga.
And their dog, you feel me?
That no
dog,
family
bitch.
loyalty. That no family loyalty, bro. Shit real.
His lips chapped. You know he evil. Whole body chapped. Never put on no lotion. You know he evil.
Oh shit, man.
All right, I'm gonna go next. We're at 5. All right, my
I
president
just think
Halfway
of being
there.
a sigh of relief, bro.
and Presidente. Doja. This is my favorite JoJo villain.
Dojan.
Funny Valentine. Patriotism out. He go. All right. No, it's okay. D4 season. No, I got joking. D4 season.
Wow, so you really trying to cut down
That was a joke.
I'm like, damn.
I like his backstory, how the patriotism and the story of his dad and motivates him into almost everything he does after. His ability is amazing. I love multi-universe type, parallel universe abilities. He's raw. D4C is my favorite stand in the series. Not in design, but in ability for the most part. And Love Train. I'm not even gonna get into Love Train because yep, talk about taking the napkin. You know, yeah, he had bars. All of my actions are completely unclouded. Oh my El Presidente. Even though I don't have a president, I have a prime minister. He sucks, but my president. All right.
Bro, the shit that got me with Valentine was when he was trapped in the dimensions and he's seeing alternate Dio Brando, bro, and he was like, Diego, please don't let that filthy foreigner win this race. I'm like, bro, oh my god. Yeah, this thing can take patriotism to a new level.
That's my goal.
Oh man, one of the best JoJo films, easily.
I mean, he's not Poochie, but you know,
Stop.
That's
just wait for the Stone Ocean stream.
We definitely have to get that going on like next week. And my week was too hectic. I couldn't record nothing, man. I was too tired. All right, send me.
All right, so well, since we already got a please don't spoil, this will cut down greatly on our time. But my number 5, as already spoken, is Mr. Johann Liebert. He's raw. That's all you gotta know. He's fucking raw. And again, just like with Bastard, Monster, it ain't no fantasy. It ain't no sci-fi. It is none of that. It's pretty real, quote unquote, realistic fiction. It's down to earth. And the thing with Johann is his presence is just unprecedented. Like every turn that freaking what's his name? What's his name? There you go. I was about to say Menma. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's a completely different show. Every turn that Tenma makes, that nigga Johann name always popping up like that, like that, like that, like that. Every second you miss him just by a second. It's just so insane how this man is so charismatic. Every single person you come across, he doing something to him. Something to them. And it's just absolutely crazy. Like, this nigga got the whole world in the palm of his hands. And it's just absolutely brilliant. Like, Monster is easily world-class manga. Like, everybody gotta read that. Nigga need to be reading that in high school. Nigga need to be writing reports about that. Monster is just so god tier. Johann is just one of the best written antagonists ever. And I really hate to freaking toot the mal elitist horn, but unfortunately, this series it deserves every single piece of praise it gets. It's just one of the best. Period. Johann, like, the nigga scary. Ain't no powers. He don't even be having a gun for the most part. And he's scary, boy. You don't mess with him. Just some random white man. You don't mess with the random white man.
Right. The blonde hair, blue eye, Aryan devil for the win. He out here.
He's wrong.
The turtleneck? Come on now, stop with me.
That's Corey's greatest enemy, bro.
But hey, real shit with Monster, that shit is really like one of the best pieces of fiction I've ever read, and the parallelism between the ultimate good, which is Tenma, who goes out his way to help people every time that they're fucking,
right.
Just,
he ain't got no business doing that, but he just a good dude.
He go around. He's a good Samaritan, bro. He does shit that you would get into a 5-star hospital for free, bro. And you just got Johann, who's just straight carnage, bro. Like, he just want to see the world burn.
Right. He got Nazis afraid of him, bro. That's how terrified he is.
Real shit. That nigga, hey, y'all read Monster, man.
That's it. You just gotta read it. You just have to read it. Simple as that.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Lizard.
Wait, has it? I mean, wait. Quick question: is anybody here watching the villain anime and not manga? Haven't read the manga?
Just go.
We don't care. We don't care about that.
Yeah.
We don't care. We don't care.
I'm about to roast you after you go.
Okay. I mean, you know, he's just like people say like the main development. I just like his development. Like the main thing means obviously main one is Dorfin, but seeing him like how he transforms from like mostly innocent young prince to the ruthless kingy, and then like the inner dialogues he has and all that shit. It's just dope. Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was way too sudden. She was like,
Alright.
he was just, everything sucks. And like, I'm raw now. I'm like, least of all, anyone else should buy this. I did not buy it. So I can't take anything he does afterwards seriously. Cause I'm like, why did you just have a 180 person?
Sage, where was you at? Boy, you should have been there. I was singing her name. Praise my noble name. You should have been there, man.
I understand. I mean, he's cool, but I can't take him seriously because I don't believe.
Whatever.
I don't believe the switch flip, but flip switch. But yeah.
That man not funny. He really would have been there. Like, what's good with you? Why you switch up like that? All right, for me now, this villain actually is a personal favorite of mine, and he is one of the things that define speeches and why dialogue is so important to me for a villain. If you a villain, you gotta say raw stuff. This man, Montana Max, aka the Major from Hellsing Ultimate, go. This man don't fight nobody. He don't throw no punches. He don't do anything but just be a raw ass Nazi. And that's the only time you will ever see raw and Nazi in the same sentence. Be raw.
He short. He fat.
Yeah. He don't do nothing. He's fighting an immortal vampire, and he's petty because that vampire came and messed up his operation 50 to 100 years ago. And he's like, bet. I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna win. And he just come up with this masterclass plan, and he just got these speeches, and he's like, I got a soul. You don't. I'm stronger than a monster. And it's like, you know, in any other story, he would have been like the hero. But he a Nazi. He's just crazy.
Nah, this nigga lost once. And said, you know what? Fuck it. Nigga gonna revive.
Right. Build himself
Third
up.
Right. Nigga made a whole army of Nazi ghouls because he lost once.
Yep.
Nigga said he don't. This nigga said he don't listen. It don't even matter about what we fighting about. It don't matter about winning or losing. It don't matter about ideology. I just like war.
Yeah.
Killing, brutality, rape, murder, the absolute madness of humanity. That's what I want to relish in. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you?
You for real? But them speeches were masterclass, and he couldn't stand that he lost to a monster. That's like, for him, that was the equivalent of losing to Sonic Fox in a fighting game. He was like, I ain't losing to no damn furry. He's none of that. He was sick of this, bro.
You can't break down our black brothers and kings. You can't be doing that, man.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying, bro. That's how he was. He was like, I ain't doing that, man. But yeah, he made it important. This is why I don't agree when some people be like, oh, this villain is masterclass. I'm like, he ain't got no feet and he ain't got no elite dialogue. If you don't got those two things, can't be no masterclass villain. You need both those things.
Pat.
I respect it. So, on the list, number 5. One of the very first villains that I saw growing up, and he's still stuck with me to this day. That man, Cell from fucking Dragon Ball Z. Oh my god, this nigga Toriyama fucking struck gold when he came up with his concept, his fucking design, his fucking demeanor, his end goal. Like, Cell's goal was perfection. He was gonna do whatever it took to be the perfect being. And not only that, it's just the fact that he himself was comprised of the cells of all the fucking Z fighters, including Frieza. His anatomy was just like he was able to utilize Frieza's fucking disc, Goku's Kamehameha wave, Tien's fucking solar flare, like special beam cannon. He could do all of that shit in one. And it was just the fact that once he achieved this perfect form, his fucking Saiyan instincts was like, Trunks, you and Vegeta not supposed to be this strong, but y'all got pretty strong in a very, very short time. So, like, what's going on? And they told him, they was like, got the hyperbolic time chamber, dude. Once Goku and the others get out that joint, they're going to be strong enough to beat you. And his Saiyan instincts just took over. It was like, oh, for real? See, I'm perfect, but at the same time, my instincts telling me that I have to confirm that I'm the best being alive. So I'm going to hold this tournament, and I'm going to stay here on the block for 10 whole days.
On the block.
Waiting for y'all, bro. He was posted on the block, just chilling, waiting. And when it came time for the Cell games, bro, this man was fighting Goku, and Goku was going all out, and Cell wasn't even going all out. He just was fighting at Goku's level so he could have a good fucking time. Like, bro, like, oh my god, this nigga Cell is just too fucking cold, bro. Oh my goodness.
Hey, that English theme song too. That man Bruce Foster snapped. That whole legit. That's what I'm saying, bro. That whole crazy. That whole crazy.
And I've never watched like the original Dragon Ball Z run in Japanese, but I plan on watching it like this year if I get the chance to, because the fucking Japanese voice, since I've been playing Fighter Z, like, you know that intro where he yells and powers up when you pick him as a character? That shit goated, bro. I need to see what the Japanese talking about. So I'm planning to go ahead and watch that shit this summer. I don't know, whenever I make time. But yeah, Cell's always going to be one of my favorite villains ever.
Yeah, just that second form wasn't it. I don't know what the fuck them fucking nigga boos. That shit wasn't it. But his final form, man, that shit raw. That shit clean.
Yeah, no, his first two forms, ass water. Ass water.
No, I like it. No, I like his first form. Because the whole insect thing in the tail, that was cool to me. In the wings, that second form though, nah, them nigga boo lip, them soup cooler lip, nah. Miss me with that. And he sound like a nigga too with the English though. Miss me with that, boy.
They put a nigga in the booth.
Bro, that shit was so funny when the fucking English dub had the dialogue and Vegeta was beating on second form Cell. And he was like, how you get this wrong? And this nigga Vegeta talk about I did lots of sit-ups and push-ups and drank plenty of juice. I'm like,
that man Vegeta said, I am super Vegeta. I fucking cried. That shit was fucking funny. That literally led to like when the whole Saiyans gotta prove their strongest hit the peak. That man literally stood there, interfered with his own son, just to allow this man to get stronger. Saiyans crazy. But like you said, Cell did the same thing. Yeah, for sure. Cell did the same thing though. Like he said, he posted up on the block for 10 days when he could have just destroyed the planet and ended that shit.
Yeah, everybody do 5?
Nah, I didn't do my 5.
Yeah, do your 5, brody.
I just did Shomura from My Hero, Shigaraki. I just fucked with his backstory a lot. That shit was funny though.
Yeah, man, that shit hit you different,
right? I just fucked with him, but coming out the time skip, not time skip. What the fuck am I talking about? That arc, and MVA was my favorite arc in that show, so I really fucked with it. That's it. I'm tired, man. Let's go. Keep moving.
Do your 4.
4? I did Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, there's another repeat.
Let's go.
What I tell you?
For me, he's the definition of iconic. He's just you think of villains in anime, you think of him. Where you can't say like villain without thinking of him as soon as it comes up. The
Man,
meme, everything.
I'll never forget that
Just
first
iconic.
season, man. When I first watched JoJo, that's what kept me in the hell. He killed a dog. He kissing people's girlfriend. He was like, it was me, Dio. I'm like, bro, you just gotta shoot that nigga. Like, come on, bro. y'all really allowing
Go
this
in your
man to walk
father's dresser
around?
and get the revolver.
For
Go
real?
grab the musket. Come on now.
There is no way on God's green earth I would have allowed him to live. Some people just gotta die, you know. There's no redemption. They already told you the beginning of JoJo. They were like, yeah, bad childhood, blah blah blah. Nah, it didn't matter anyway. He was always a piece of shit. It ain't even matter.
And with his book, he wasn't not even that bad of a childhood. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. He was just a piece of shit. No matter what happened, he was just always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Some niggas.
Shit.
Vince.
All right, what we on 4?
Year.
Oh, now this one, man. Now this show I actually like more than most people, but Rangako Kirei, man. When I'm talking about, yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter.
He said he finna watch.
He did.
Yeah, I told you. I'm about to give it out. I don't care. I'm gonna call her whatever because it don't matter. She just raw.
One of the rawest themes ever. Her theme is raw.
Yeah, bro. Music on point. She out here. She looking like a supermodel on the runway, but her feet underrated. Think about how demonic of a woman she is. She sexually assaulted her own child, killed her own
Incest
husband.
out.
She killed her own husband. Tried to let the planet get taken over by closed aliens, and basically had DNA for another child that's completely insane. And then not only that, she beat the hell out of both her children. That's one of the most brutal scenes I ever seen. She beat the dog shit out of them. Like, you talk about domestic abuse, that's all I think about when I see that scene, bro.
Hey, somebody get child protection services on speed dial.
Bro, like if I was ever a cop, that's the only thing that gonna flash through my mind. If I had to show like a seminar, I'd be like, it looked like this. Cause bro, she was just completely insane, but she was cool at the same time. She had the theme, she had the walk, she had the style. It was like, I was like, okay, but you still crazy. Can't fuck with you. But she was, like I said, another one. No sad backstory. You didn't see her. You know, her mother died when she was 2, and her best friend betrayed. Nah, she's just evil. She had no reason to do all that. She's just evil, man.
Fictional women who terrorize men.
And she didn't even terrorize. She just got him out. She just got him out the paint. Even worse. She's like, fuck that nigga. He gone. Thank you for the 2 children. You out of here. Damn.
Mine is Surumi from Golden Kamuy. I'm not gonna pronounce the last name.
That's my goal right there.
Nah, bro. Watch that hoe like me. Go ahead. Who cares?
I know, but like he's just like as like Johan, like he's like, you know, he's like manipulative. He just be like killed, like he teeters from like going absolutely be like crazy as fuck, but he's also like manipulating people with mind games and shit, or like he'll play things, and like I just love how crazy he is. Like he has this he just has a like wild like I don't know how to say it, but like you don't know when he'll go crazy. Like he can go crazy anywhere. He has that factor. So yeah, he's a really good villain.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
That nigga is scary, bro.
And the first scene of him I ever saw was when he was chasing. I think he was chasing Sugimoto and them, and they shot the horse, and he fell off the horse. He did a dodge roll, and he just kept sprinting. I'm like, this guy didn't even stop. Like, he's just staring at them like, nigga, I'm about to get you. I'm like, yo, he's different. I knew he was different from that moment on, and that's why I started reading it. Where yeah, that's my goal. Simi.
Alright, so keeping in the theme of JoJo, my number 4 is the GOAT, Yoshikage Kira. What a beautiful
Oh Lord.
twang. Chew. Son, this man, first of all, he got swag. Boy, I say swag. Woo, boy, I mean swag, boy. That boy got
That's a
swag.
fact.
That suit clean, boy. That tie clean, boy. It don't matter. That boy, woo, that boy got drip. Let me tell you, drip. But anyways, he's just fucking insane.
Damn, you were from Texas with all that? That's crazy.
he's just absolutely insane. And the best part of it is, don't come up with no excuses. Ain't no woe is me. Ain't no feel sorry for me. Ain't boo hoo. None of that shit. He said,
That's
listen,
what I'm talking about.
I am a grown man, just like the rest of y'all. I am a resident of this town, just like the rest of y'all. All I want to do is chill and suck on decapitated women's fingers. That's it. Like,
No,
absolutely insane.
You do.
It's so weird and grotesque, but it's like a train wreck. You can't help but look. It's just raw to follow. He's crazy.
He killed the worst character.
His stand, absolutely god tier. And for all
Killer
those
Queen.
Matheory people, he is our introduction to quote unquote evolution stands and all that other fun stuff. But on the more simpler terms, his stand raw. Killer Queen is GOAT. Design GOAT. Name GOAT.
High five.
Ability GOAT. But then this nigga take it to a next level. You ever get washed and they say, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I ain't doing that again. So you take identity theft to the next level and steal a man's whole face, then steal his house and his wife and his child? Like, what is going on, boy? Nah, that's one of the most crazy I've ever seen in manga, man. He's just too raw. How you steal a whole man identity, literally, and then just go about living? He got washed? They say, nah, fuck that. I want my peace. Steal man identity? Go back to sucking on fingers. He's raw, man. He's just too godsy. He's one of the main reasons why part 4 is my favorite part in JoJo. He's just so godsy, man. I can't stop talking about that. Like, he just raw. But moving on, man.
Bite that us though. She was GOAT.
Yep.
Alright, Pat.
We talking JoJo, so we just gonna keep talking JoJo.
God damn.
We gonna talk about the god himself, Dio Brando.
$11.
Oh my god! See,
I told you that crossover was gonna be something serious.
bro, this guy is without a doubt my favorite villain in the whole series, and favorite villain in any fucking medium ever. Like, all across fiction, he's the GOAT. Introduction. This man pull up to the house. Danny is a friendly ass dog, bro.
Yeah,
This nigga kicked the shit out of Danny, man. He was making Jonathan's life a living hell from day one. This nigga said he don't like dogs. Like,
what's wrong with that? I don't like dogs either.
what? I like dogs.
I don't like animals, to be honest. Or humans.
Okay, see, that's different. It's not just dogs. You just don't like animals. But this nigga was. Oh my God. Jonathan was like, okay, maybe Danny startled him a little bit, so he reacted in self-defense. So let me go ahead and pick up his bag. This nigga Dio talk about some, get your filthy hands off of my bags.
And
then,
that man Jonathan had patience, bro. Elite patience, cause no way.
Bro, this man Jonathan was the strongest kid on the block, bro. This man Dio was like, oh, So you think just because you fought these country bumpkins, you know how to fight?
That's
Let me tell
box.
you something. I was in the back streets of London, boy. They taught me something. I'm gonna show you something. He glassed Jonathan in his face and didn't stop there, bro. He takes his thumb and
jabbed it in his eye.
Like, why are you doing that, bro? You already won. Just stop. And he's like, after like a couple weeks, he like, you know what? I've been a dick to Jonathan, but like, still kind of happy. So what's going on? This man see Jonathan with Aaron, and he like, oh, okay, we could fix that. So that Aaron, he's like, did you and Jonathan kiss yet? Go ahead and kiss her straight on the lips. And he talk about you and Jonathan ain't kissed yet, right? So that means your first kiss wasn't with Jonathan. It was with me. Damn!
Kono Dioda!
Kono Dioda! I'm just like, bro, what is going on? And then, like, fast forward for time purposes, when they fucking adults, fucking Dio's in the house, trying to sweet talk his way out of the situation.
Speedwagon come out the part corner.
He's like, Jonathan, be careful. I've met a lot of people in my day that were terrible human beings. And this man is the worst of all of them. I'm like, oh man, you're not getting out of this, bro. This nigga Dio become a vampire. And it's just the eccentricity of this man just goes so over the top. You got the read, you got like, bro, this man, every single time he talks, and it just, the fact that Takehito Koyasu is his fucking voice actor, bro, he just brings it to perfection. This man, Speedwagon, he with Jonathan, and then they go and meet this man, deal with fucking old man Zeppeli, and they look at him, they're like, he's almost back to normal from when he fought at the mansion. And it's definitely like, how many human lives did you take to heal those wounds? This man gonna talk about something. How much bread have you eaten in your life? I'm like, how can you equate human life with bread?
Food is food.
Like, and it's like this sad. You don't need a sad backstory to have a great villain. Sometimes it's okay for them to be bad just for them. Like, it's okay for them to be bad from the top, bro. As long as they're raw and they saying cool ass shit and they got demeanor, charisma, swag, it's okay, bro. Because especially in part 3, when this man pulls up, the world, I'm like, oh no, they all done for. This man stopping time. It's a rap. It's a fucking rap. Nigga dropped the fucking roll on Jotaro and just started wailing away at this man. I'm like, oh no. This thing, he's the fucking GOAT. Yeah, Dio Brando, #1 antagonist, villain, whatever, all time for me. He just, I could talk about him for the whole day if I could.
He did. I'm joking.
It's already been 24 hours.
Am I next? I think I'm next, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I got Makishima Shogo. We spoke about him. All right, we good.
Wait, let me do that too. Wait, let me do that too. For
right,
me, I got Kumagawa from Madoka Box. We spoke about him, so we good.
Oh yeah, you amended it. It's on here. Boom, boom. All right, Lizard,
Boom.
you go.
Mine's Michael from Aries the Vagrant Soldier. He starts out as one of the main character's best friends, and then halfway through he becomes the final villain. He's just like, he's cold, he's calculating, he's ruthless. The main character fought another person, and the main character, he didn't kill him, he let him go, and this guy pulls up and he kills him when he's defenseless. And yeah, like the way he treats, like he's like, it is like a kind of a war manga. His tactics are great.
Alan really likes Aries.
Yeah, you guys should read it. But
I would have read it already if he didn't recommend it, and I'm beefing with him over it, so I won't read it because of that.
Manga?
Wow.
Read that.
No, this is
it's manhwa.
This is from like 6 years back though. This is not like anything.
Wow.
I should have been read this.
Oh, it's a manual? Dang, fuck.
He's like, maybe now.
The percent went up. All right.
Perhaps.
It's your turn, Simi.
Udi! You really thought we was gonna be done talking about Dio? Kinjaka! Listen, man, he's just the gold, man. The gold, absolutely god tier in every sense of the word. So his design, raw. That's just a big W for blonde niggas. I don't know any way else to put it, but blonde niggas, they got a W with this. Hey, usually I'm gonna tell you something. Blonde niggas, they not it. But this blonde nigga,
they usually just a half Japanese, half British,
half American, some stupid ass name. Nah, bro. This boy Dio raw. We listen to Fates, but listen, another reason why he's raw, besides the memes, besides the feats, is the fact that he was so goddamn evil. He said, you know what? Humanity whack. Fuck that. I transcend, boy. He threw away his humanity. He put on the stone man. That's just so raw. Like, I can't even describe it to do it justice, where you just feel so above everybody else. So you say, you know what? I am at a higher plane than the rest of y'all. I am no longer human. Instead of just announcing it, he did exactly that. He stopped being a human being. And that's raw. Absolutely god tier, man. He's just king. King in every sense, boy. And that freaking generational feud, that's another god tier aspect of it. He is terrorizing this lineage of people for no reason.
And he just
you could say
list for every bad thing that happens.
The entire series. It do not matter.
Even me part 6, it's him and Pucci's talking that makes Pucci want to do what he's doing. Like, everything is like Loki as well. Giorno, technically his son. You know, everything that happens is like.
It's just he's just the reason. Absolutely god tier. Iconic. When you say icons, just as Cypher said, you think of villains, this nigga face up. Bro, that's my vampire. Nigga talking about, listen, that's a W for vampires. I don't ever want to hear no slander on vampirism again. Take one look at Dio, tell me vampires whack. Exactly.
Twilight did a number. Twilight, you know.
Alright, but Dio out.
Yeah, facts.
So there you go.
Those not vampires. Those sparkly fairies. Not vampires.
Twilight raw.
He shut your mouth.
What I do? You see how they do me chat? Alright, Cypher, you go.
I had Meruem from Hunter x Hunter. This I fucked with his writing a lot. How he like parallel with going. Him like just being this fucking. He had from birth. This nigga had a wild life to his death. Like every day, this nigga was going through some shit. Like he just learning about humanity, finding a blind girl, and then this nigga is just getting invaded by some old niggas, right? Fights it in his name. And then loses his memory, gets revived, merges companions. Next day, nigga out here, loses his memory, trying to find the girl, dies the next day. Like that's a wild ass. Right? His parallels with going. Let me get back to that. This nigga, cute ass kid, right? Going from this, loses his fam, loses his nigga, comes back out the pen. This nigga loses everything. Lost his life. Then Togashi fuck Togashi. I don't want to call it asshole, but still fuck him. It was like a really good arc.
Bro, the thing that Meruem said that stuck out to me was when he first came to the palace, and then old boy that was supposed to be the king of the palace was talking to him. He turned to Poof and he's like, "Who this nigga supposed to be?" And then Poof was like, "This is what you would call the king for humanity." And he's like, "He's a king? What makes him the king?" And he's like, "Well, his father was the king, so his father is dead, so now he has to be the king." And he's like, "What? That's fucking retarded. How can you be the king just because your father was king? Why not people that are most qualified to be the king be king?" And I was just like, "Hey, this man's speaking facts."
Yeah, hear that one line about like, do you ever feel remorse when you eat like a cow or chicken that you guys feed on? He's like, I don't give a fuck about humans, goofy y'all food. I'm like, damn. Okay, you got it. He's cool. That what do you know? Who didn't go?
Yeah.
That's
Siamese went? No.
Yeah,
everybody went.
Three,
Everybody
really.
went. He already talked about Kumagawa, so I.
Oh yeah. Oh, because both y'all went out at the same time. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess it's my turn.
All right, but I'll go first for number 2, so I can talk about him.
Wait. I don't think Pat did 3.
Oh, Vince, did you talk about L or?
No, it wasn't L no more. It was Kumagawa.
Oh yeah, you switched. Yeah.
All right, go.
Oh, Pat, you got number 3?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was all Dio Brando. That's all I heard for like 4 hours. I couldn't remember nothing else. I spazzed out.
My bad, Vince, you're after.
Number
Got you, no
3,
problem.
we going back to Dragon Ball. Subarashi!
Let's go!
You thought we was done with Dragon Ball villains, nigga? We bringing out Goku Black. Hey,
Like,
Goku Negro.
Wow. Get out your own stream, bro. Get out.
Hey,
Damn,
that was one of the most fun experiences of Dragon Ball that I had in my life.
Loves
When
it.
people was wondering just who Goku Black really is inside.
Bro, the theory
I just
is,
think it's
bro,
about
yeah.
Goku's body, bro. Why is he pulling up from the timeline? First of all, the trailer before when the arc just started, we see Trunks finding somebody and he's just a silhouette bodying this man. I'm like, bro, Trunks, they entrusted you with the future. You fucking up again? Who is it that's then the light shine on his face? It's fucking Goku. I'm like, huh? What the fuck going on here, bro? Like, what is going on? And he pulled up to the present time, started fighting Goku. I'm like, bro, it's Goku versus Goku, but this one is like more raw. Like, what's going on? Like, this thing is talking all low and calm.
Because he's black.
Hey, that might be fact. They go back, and it's just the way he was talking. He was like, he explained what happened when he took Goku's body, and he was like, I hate humanity. Humanity is a plague. So I am going to take on the greatest sin, which is becoming a human and cleansing this world and have it reborn. So I will take in all your sins. He was the Messiah, bro. I'm not a fan of God complexes like that, but that was God complex done right. I fucked with it from the beginning. This nigga Goku Black pulled up with the Super Saiyan Rose and had the fucking scythe. Oh,
Bro, when he fought Goku the first time and Goku beat him and he just laughed and he was like, this pain gonna make me stronger, bro. I was like, this nigga really crazy. He just laughing. This pain gonna make me stronger. Cause he already knew. It was like this nigga was like a real life RPG character. He just knew how to exploit the system. He was like, I'm gonna lose, but that's fine.
He said,
Cause I'm gonna get stronger.
We out here.
Yeah, he was like, oh, y'all abuse this system? Bet.
Every time this nigga started getting beat, he just started chuckling. Subarashi. I'm like,
bro. That line's so elite. Nobody can tell me that. That line's so
oh my god, man. I love Goku Black. I love Dragon Ball villains in general. It's underrated.
I'll never forgive them for winning. I'll never. Nobody will be forgiven.
They ruined that arc. All right, Vince, you go.
All right. So number 2, one of the very first villains I ever saw, because this is when, one, before I knew what a trap was, and two, when I barely knew. Nope, never canceled. Before I knew what like manga was, I was reading this in 5th grade in the middle of class because fuck that homework, fuck that schoolwork. Reading Full Metal Alchemist, and that man Envy popped up, and he like sounded all like I've never seen nothing like that. He sounded all cheerful, happy. They were putting hearts next to his statements, and then he just beating the dog shit out of Ed, and I'm like, yo. He Ed in the stomach, knock him on the ground. He just like, you got to do better than that, shorty. I'm bro. When I was 10, I was very confused though, because I could have swore that was a girl. I was like, this is weird. I don't know what this is. But anyway,
I was the same.
Anyway,
I thought that was a girl.
But then I'm telling you, the first time before a while, especially when I ain't got no voices to hear, I swore that was a girl. But anyway, my favorite thing about Envy is that this man started a war for no reason. Shape-shifted, pull out the toolie, shoot the children. Started World War basically 3. I was like, yo, because he fuck y'all humans and fuck all of this. I'm going to do this shit because I feel like it. And then he got Major Hughes and all that shit killed. Bro. Just feet on top of feet, just being disgustingly evil. He don't give a damn about anything. And then you try to kill him, and he just keep reviving himself. I'm just like, bro, this nigga is disgustingly evil. He do not care.
Hey, it's too bad he didn't have the same energy he had with Hughes when Mustang pulled up.
Yeah, see, nah, we ain't gonna talk about that. That shit don't exist. That shit don't. That's why the original Full Metal Alchemist, now Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood better. Cause he didn't do all that.
Yeah, they go body his ass.
Nah, I'm going with the make believe storyline. That shit was better. But yeah, nah, that shit was wild. But nah, Envy, go. I just love evil for the sake of being evil. He have no reason to be that evil. Just evil.
Lizard.
My second pick is Yoshikage Kira.
Hey, you thought we was done?
Jojo, ow, boy.
Break down. Nigga down.
What? I mean, I'll keep it short because Semi talked about it a lot. But I mean, I don't know. I just have a thing for in terms of villains for psychopaths, and then this guy. I mean, he's chopping women's
hands
arm.
Off, yes, boy.
Yeah, he's chopping their hands off. He just wanted to lead a quiet life, but kill women at the same time.
That is a quiet life.
True, he didn't do much. He didn't bother anybody unless you were a cute woman with the cute hands. But
When this nigga was talking to Koichi, he was like, "Hey, every night I make sure I drink a glass of milk before bed, and I get 8 hours of sleep, so I can have no bags under my eyes." Like, fully rested. I'm like, why are you telling him all this?
I'm like, this guy's no good. He's the GOAT though. Yes.
And then bites the dust, man. That that power was something else. His whole stand was something. But yeah, the second favorite villain.
I respect. Cypher.
I had Johann Liebert. They said enough, but just go read it. Out.
That's
go
all
read
you
that
gotta
shit.
say. Just read it, boy.
Just read that shit, boy.
Like we are
Don't
doing
watch
you
it. Read
justice.
that shit. Come on now.
Yeah, read that shit.
Read that shit.
Sydney.
Alright, my number 2.
It's time.
The King of Babylon, the Son of Urk, the King of Heroes, Ayuo, Gilgamesh. Man, Gilgamesh is really raw because Nasu said that he needed villain for the servant side, right? So he needed a servant who would be the strongest, like actual real life lore wise. And Gilgamesh is in fact the oldest king in existence. As we all know, Babylon was supposedly the very first civilization, right? So he was the king of Babylon, and his personality, I wouldn't even necessarily call him an evil person. Like, okay, so what if he be eating humans in the basement of Koto's church? That don't mean nothing. He's a fucking spirit. He needs mana to keep his to stay materialized in our world. So all right, just like we be eating chickens, he eating humans. It don't matter. He gotta live. But outside of that, his personality matches because, first of all, this nigga's not human. He's a demigod. Secondly, he wasn't dealing with humans when he was actually alive. He was dealing with gods. Everything that he did, the gods are literally tormenting this man, or at least trying to, day in and day out. He did not care. Nigga, his only friend was a clod of dirt. He's raw. He looks down on everybody else because he's been here before y'all. He's been here before the quote unquote era of man. All of the world's treasure is his. And that's fact. Yeah, simple as that. It's fact. Like, you can't argue against him. It's fact. It's his. And the crazy thing is, other servants, their noble phantasms exist within his gate of Babylon. So you can't even argue against him. All the world's treasures is his. Simple as that. And he's just so god tier. He's so condescending. He's just so raw. His design, that's another W. You see, I'm telling you, man. Gilgamesh out. His design raw. His armor is raw. His weapon is raw, handed directly from the gods, made out of materials not from this plane. EA, the strongest noble phantasm out of all of the servants. It is anti-world, and I would argue that it's actually anti-universe too. It's dubbed the star of creation. He is just absolutely god tier, man.
But the power scale? Multi-universal?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not actually stated, but a description saying that it literally swallows up everything and shines within the darkness.
48-hour stream, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We out here. He's just so raw, man.
We good.
He's absolutely just so raw, and just how he terrorizes the characters, especially both and Saber. It is so awesome. In the fate route, when we're nearing the end of the series, it's Shiro and Saber. Saber was outside because of X, and Shiro came back because of X. Won't spoil. Gil pulls up, and he's like, "Yo, look what the hell standing before me? A bunch of women and children." Wow, this nigga crazy, boy. And Pat already spoke about it too. The nigga Gil said, "You know what? Treasures are the treasures that you don't have." This nigga looked at Saber and was like, "Yo, you finna be my bride, boy." Like, yo, what? And then he's like, "Yes, the hell you will." And then he marked the out of her, boy. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. And another thing about their whole feud, whole demeanor, this whole, being the very first king on planet Earth and him being a demigod. Final fight in the fate loop with Shiro versus Koto and Saber versus Gil. What he does is he grabs Saber by the ankle and holds her up above his head, and that's one of the most iconic CGs in the fate route and actually in the entire VN in general, because it just symbolizes his demeanor, their feud, how he looks down on her, how he thinks she's his property, how he looks down on women in general, how he thinks he's above everything else, and it's just absolutely god tier. He's
100% right. He is.
He is. I mean, he is. You can't argue anything about him. What the fuck are you gonna say to him? That nigga's a demigod.
Manga.
Shit, Saber's a human. Shiro's a human. Not the majority. Well, all the other masters are human. the other servants, they're questionable. Some of them, regardless, he just raw to follow. And again, he's one of those people who ain't no excuses, ain't no nothing. He's here, he got swag, and he's gonna it up. He's like, wait, hold on. Why the hell am I fighting a war to determine anything, nigga? I'm the very first king. Give me that. He's raw, boys. Yo, that's my son. Man, we out here. Calling niggas
Fate route, best route.
mongrels. Fate route, best route. What are you talking about, boy? Don't even get me started on that fate route, best route. Sakura, ugly. She a worm son. Ren, she whack. She's stupid.
Goofy.
Get out of here. Waifu bait. Trash. Saber, we out here, boy. Majestic. Clean. Got morals. Strong. Beat your ass. Got goals. The best, boy. That's my king. I live for him.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, I'm weak. I'll go next. Wait, were we on 2 or were we on 3?
No, we on 2.
And 2.
Oh, I didn't do 3. My 3 is Pantyhose Taro. I forgot to do my 3, I guess. From Ranma. That's my goat. I guess I can explain this one a little bit more. I don't know if you remember Sabi. He's the one that Haposai gave birth to. And dropped him in the Yeti carrying an ox while riding a goat string of man. So when he came out, he was just a monstrous goat fucking snake eel for a tail. It was just crazy. He did the abomination. And whoever gives birth to you in their culture gets to name you, and they named him she named him Pantyhose Taro. And the reason why he's so fucking mad the whole series is he hates his name. He keeps pulling up on them to fade them so he can get his fucking name changed. That's the only reason he's there. He just hates his name. He wants this nigga dead so badly so he can prove to like his culture that if he wins the fight, he can get his name changed back to something normal. And that's why he's there. He's an asshole. He's as evil as you can get in a rom-com. He's as bad as it gets. So that's my goal. And then 2 is Crocodile. This is the greatest character in One Piece. That's my goal. He has a 2-1 record against Luffy. He is winning the series. Therefore, he is superior. He has shown to me one of the best Devil Fruit masteries, especially pre-time skip with the Eddie Hockey, what he can do. Insane.
Rondo Seco.
Only 81. Million Berry Bounty. And he's already a warlord. Sums up. He's different dangerous. Man with a plan. Hella contingencies. He killed Pell. That's my goal. Pell is dead. Don't lie to you. He died in the sky. That was a mirage, an illusion, a trick of the desert. He's not. He blew up. That don't make any sense. But yeah, Crocodile was the coolest character, and he was the first character in One Piece to put any real fear into me, because he actually beat Luffy, and he beat him twice. And I was like, wait a minute, you lost again? Back then I wasn't used to that. Yeah.
Come on.
He really all right, I'll just turn everything into sand, eroded the whole palace, came, took him, sucked the moisture out, dropped him, and then Luffy lucky that those 3 droplets came back and hit him. And in their final fight, he said the word unfair is meaningless to pirates. Pulled out a poison hook. That's my goal. We cheating. We trying to win by any means. There's no fairness. We got poison, we using it. Piracy out.
Rawness and swag.
We smoke cigars. Got the clean mafia swag going. What's not to like? That's my
bro. My favorite Crocodile was when he was talking to Vivi, and Vivi was over here stressing about how she can stop the war, and he's holding her up by the throat, and he's like, "If you do this, you can stop the war. If you do that, you can stop the war." When you go and realize, little girl, whatever you try to do, I'm still gonna succeed. I'm like, oh shit. What do you mean by that? Then we come later. Vivi stopped the cannon, the flame from going to the cannon. That shit got a timer, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
contingencies.
and then you start going back to the flashback. And when he said that shit, I was like, oh, nah, this nigga Crocodile was goated.
Yep. Then Impel down. He wasn't done. Impel down. He comes back. I couldn't believe he came back. I deserved it. I deserved it.
And try to kill Whitebeard goat, mother. Come on.
As soon as he
I
saw him,
know. No hesitation.
Fresh out the pen, my nigga. Come on. Fresh out the box. We could try to kill that one.
He was going to work in the war too, clashing with Mihawk. That's my goat. Anyways, I won't go on too long. Is that two for everyone or no?
Yeah.
Number two.
You have to go. Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Number two for me is this man, Fury King Bradley.
Tell
This
him
nigga,
about it.
without a doubt, the best villain in Full Metal Alchemist. No debate. Cypher already said it, but when he pulled up on the promised day and had the tank retreating, I'm like, oh nah, bro, this nigga is completely different. This man said, "It's my house. Why should I go in through the back door?" I'm like, bro, what? These niggas have a tank, bro. What you mean? And then he's on rooftop and he's fighting Fu and Major Armstrong's little subordinate with Greenling. And then fucking Fu's trying to fight him off. And then his man just boom, slash him. And fucking blood splurts into his eyes. And he opens his eye back up. And Fury King Bradley is right there up in his face. I'm like, oh shit, this man is the devil. Oh my God. Every time Fury King Bradley pulled up, something bad was going to happen. Every fucking time. He was just so fucking scary, man. And then like
murked Greed. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, not only that, he left his swords in him. He was just like, here, bitch. He was like, damn.
This man was just killing him and killing him and killing him. I'm like, God damn.
That shit had me, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, Jesus Christ, give him a chance. It was so one-sided.
Watches everyone all the time. And then the backstory, man. This man was a candidate of many to be the Fury Bradley. And he outclassed all of them. And he saw no meaning in living a human lifestyle. But over time, when he got his little wife for appearances, he actually grew to like her. And then, of course, fucking pride is his child. That's not his fucking child. At the same time, with him keeping up the appearances of a family, in turn, he grew to actually like the fact that he had a family. And he actually started being like a normal human being. And like, he's not like the other homunculus. He only has one life.
Yeah, he ages. Yeah, and he ages.
Yeah, and he ages. So I always thought that was kind of like, you know, a nice little twist, because you saw like, you know, homunculuses were always seen as weird. Homunculi, my fault. Homunculi.
Let's go. Botch out.
They were always seen as like, you know, almost mortal, almost. And then like, you have Fury Bradley. He's very mortal, but ain't nobody gonna kill him though, because he's just too fucking raw.
I mean, one life, but it's one hell of a life.
Yeah.
You ain't taking it. That health meter long.
Just the way he was just bodying everybody and the way he was presented towards the end at the Promised Day arc, I just loved it. Fury King Bradley is the best villain in that whole series.
Go ahead and here's for your number one right now. We in the end game.
Bro, we finally made it.
Number one, Pat, go ahead.
See, it didn't
All
take that long.
The floor is yours.
Number one, I mean, he's not my personal number one all the time, but it's just like Yagami. It's like Yagami, right?
Me and Pat on the first. Come on
But
now.
he's still not the villain. He's still not the antagonist.
He's not the villain. He's not the antagonist.
He's the
protagonist, but he is a villain, bro. Because this man was the first main character I saw in my whole life who was the main character, but he was evil, man. Like, I'm telling you, this man was bad. And like, it was cemented that he was evil to me when L called his bluff on national TV, and this man ain't even hesitate. He just whipped the Death Note out and broke his name. I was like, bro, he didn't even stop to think about it yet. He just did it.
Honestly, bro.
And then he got cornered.
I wasn't even thinking he was truly evil until he fucking killed that one girl that was the American wife. When he
Ray Pember's wife?
When he sent her
Naomi,
to the fucking gallows, that shit was different. He was like, I'm
an alias.
See, the best part about that wasn't even when he killed her. It was when she told him a fake name and he just wrote that shit and was waiting for 40 seconds to pass. And this nigga Ryuk was laughing his ass off. He was just like laughing constantly. And Light was like, what the fuck is he laughing about, bro? The fuck's so funny? And then 40 seconds passed and she just standing there talking normally. And Light like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, how we gonna get out of this one, bro?
You keep looking at your watch. You'll see my watch asking you, maybe it's because I'm Kira. Ding! I let this guy's a sickle. He's no good.
Bruh.
And then she walked up to her grave.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about. He made her walk. Bro,
he was like, don't you got something to do? She was like, no, it don't matter no more. I'm like, bro, this nigga.
Don't you want to call my dad or something? I'm like, yo, this guy is no good.
And look, and then he made her hang herself. I'm like, damn, bro, you couldn't give her an easier way out? God damn, bro, shit. Ooh, he was different. But
yeah, that's all I gotta say about Light, bro. He just a bad boy.
So here's his list.
I'm super fucking Death Note.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Hooray!
That's one list done. All right, Cypher, you're number one.
My number one, the GOAT, Shogo Makishima from Psychopath. This nigga, right? We spoke on it, but this nigga sipping on the wine, doing art, chilling. As I said, white tee, always clean. Can't go wrong with it. Right? And then later on, he switched to the jump shoot. He just clean, raw. Then his choice of weapon, this nigga got the white boy clippers. What you mean? The shave, nigga. Using shaving these niggas out here, killing this nigga. And he was right up. He saved that society as a. He basically was like he was the like predator, got the ball rolling on like what they're figuring out was Sybil was and how to stop it. He basically he saved that society. I'll say that.
That's a fact. The civil system was imperfect as fuck.
And he has hands.
Of course.
He raw.
Even Kogami when they're fighting. She was raw.
Hey, he low key bodied Kogami the first time we fought him.
He did.
Yeah.
Body an understatement. He trashed that nigga. I would have been like, bro, you been waiting for this. This was your opportunity. You asked for the champ. How you get round one out? Get up, bro.
You got a monkey. You got
That's a fact. Akane had to pull up and knock him over the head.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, you not looking so hot, brother. You got a black eye, your face blue and purple. Nah, bro, nah. I ain't signed up to help you get bounced like that. You gotta do better.
he was warming up. Come on.
That's warming.
Vince.
Oh, before I forget, real quick, shout out Kirei Kotomine from Fate. I didn't put him on the list, but shout out him.
But that was gonna be my last freaking crossover. You just had to.
Sorry.
My bad. Oh, yeah. I ain't never get the hands put on them like that. That's crazy. But no, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, bet. So my number one of the decade, Yuto, Twin Star Exorcist. This guy, bro. this got different.
Can confirm.
Bro, I ain't never seen nothing like he did in the first half of this manga, bro. Nothing. So first, body all his own. Then he tell his sister she trash, big trash, and he constantly remind her that she ain't nothing. He
That shit
pull
hurt.
up. No, yeah, and the way he does it, bro, and the way he does it is not nice. He be like, Bino, why are you? Go away. Go to the corner. I feel like it's Simi talking in a villain body. This shit really crazy. Why are you?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I might have to read this now.
No, he is like, why are you here? Bino, go away. Like, and then he just beat the crap out of her. And I be like, bro, what are you doing? And he just like, wow, Roku, you're so strong, but not really. You're not really that good, bro. You should need to come to my side. I be like, bro, how he keep doing this, bro? And then this man pulled out his own eye. I be like, bro, come on, this dude is crazy. Gave up his humanity. All the favorite things you like from a lot of your favorite villains, this man does. Gave up his humanity, sacrificing his fellow student, beating up his sister, beating up the main character. Be doing it all. I love him. Absolutely great villain. My favorite of the decade. Underrated.
John Game.
All right, so this is his entire list. L was switched for thing though. Was Misogi Kumagawa.
No.
Fiction Lord. So this was his list. I'll do mine. Kaiki Deshu, Monogatari. I can't say anything because you guys are gonna watch it. So.
I was finna put him on there, but I don't know. I didn't really see him as a free. Well, technically, yeah, but I don't even see him as a villain because
he's in more arcs. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily for the first one with stuff, but it's not that he's like a bad person, but he does not fuck with like Koyomi and his group. He is an antagonist to them. He's an antagonist to them, and Hitagi.
Yeah, he be terrorizing them, but niggas gotta make bread.
Yeah, he's out here. He's the ultimate con man. That's my goal. But 2 people in here claim they're gonna watch it, so I'm not gonna talk about why.
Hey, 2 months, and then it's happening.
Humble bundle out. Get the whole series plus more. The whole series plus 2, not 1, but 2 audio books, an art book, and a whole manga for $20. What do you?
That even makes sense. I'm so upset. I want that so badly. I'm so upset. One light novel volume cost me $20. Like, huh? But
what are you waiting for?
Yeah, Kaiki, that's my goat. Everything, his demeanor, how he goes about things, the way he thinks, I just respect these. This is about the bag. And Hitagi end, I can't talk about that. Or had him on the guitar, but he was greater than those 2, man. And any arc that's from his perspective, his point of view, he's like, you can't even trust me as a narrator. I could be lying. I'm like, yo, greatest of all time.
Man, I can't wait to keep watching that damn show.
To me, he's the best character in the show. He's not my favorite, but he's the best character in the show, in my opinion. But all right, Lizard, number 1. Lizardo.
Siamese, wake up.
I mean, my number 1 shouldn't be that.
Yeah, we knew.
It's Takasugi Shinsuke.
Alright, I'm about to head out.
Let's go!
I mean, he just wants to destroy the world, like, from the big, like...
Everything!
First of all, shout out Dio, because you have the same voice actor. This guy, I mean, like, from the first time he pulled up at the when the old man during the old man episode, and he was behind Gintoki with the thing, he was drawn from that moment. The first major arc he pulled up in, he was
Benny
great.
Sakura?
Yeah, Benny Sakura. I don't know, brain fart. But yeah, like
Frank,
he's
is that
just
a fan?
like I don't know. I like his personality. His like when you get to fully see his boxer, that shit was like a hit. And yeah,
See, that's the main reason why I didn't put him on my list, because he's one of my favorite characters ever. But I can't look at him as a villain or antagonist anymore
I
because
like yeah.
backstory, like after Shogun assassination, it's like I understand everything. You're
Yeah,
not
but
wrong.
but he was still going against him. Like like he's not the he's not an
Shit,
antagonist.
he's not perfect.
He's good. He's a
So
good.
he got the boohoo backstory.
Nah,
It's,
you have
it's
to.
not it's not boo-hoo. It's just
Just ignore him.
movie.
Don't pay him no attention. Don't entertain things.
Cancel
The
Vince.
boohoo backstory. That nigga not just evil for the sake of being evil.
Oh.
Ignore him. Don't pay him no mind.
Alright. At number
Man,
one.
we been talking about all.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, y'all been talking about all this evil, and then we get to your number one. Got a sad backstory that's gonna make me want to cry. Come on, man.
So I'm evil in here. This man was reading manga the whole time.
I
Alright,
ain't trying
Sydney,
to
take
cry
us
out
home.
here. I'm trying to villain.
All right, we're here. We made it at last, and I am on the stage. Thank you all for coming.
All right.
My
For
number one.
$100 is from Kaneko, man.
Wrong.
You should know
Number
this one.
one. Yorokube Shonen. Kotomine Kirei. Son,
Talk about him.
man, we finna talk, boy.
Oh,
Let me
Lord.
tell you. The church out here, son. Priests out here, son. Generational feuds out here. Now you see, the rawest thing about him is ain't no boo-hoo sad backstory. Nope.
He's different.
He's not evil just for the sake of being evil either. Nope.
That's a
This
fact.
nigga was just born with a deficit. He didn't ask for this. This nigga brain just literally different. He a cripple. His brain
Wait.
don't work the same as other human beings. He does not
He
gain.
mentally ill?
He
Is
don't
he a
gain
villain?
happiness.
Wrong.
He don't gain happiness or pleasure or anything like that from the normal things a normal person would. And that's the reason for all of his actions. He just wants to feel pleasure. He just wants to feel happiness. Just like
Wow.
everybody else.
Depression,
Every single person out here, nobody likes to be depressed. Nobody likes to be sad. Nobody likes to be bored. We like to feel happy, right? We like to have fun. We like to enjoy ourselves. Every human being strives to do that. Simple as that. So, is it wrong for him to strive for that same thing in unconventional methods? And that is the whole morality argument, right? Is he a villain just because he was born different? That's not his fault. He asked for that.
So you.
That's why I ultimately had to put antagonist in there, just so like he opposes it to protagonist.
Yeah, and the thing is, I both wish and don't wish series would do that, because it's such a raw concept that you can't argue against. But I don't want it to get washed out either, because it's not like, oh, I'm a villain because I was abused and I came from poverty, or I'm just evil because I'm evil. Nah, it's just the way I am. I can't help it. There's ain't no excuse out here. It's just I was born this way. That's it. I was just born under a wrong star. The cards I was dealt was shitty. That's it.
It's like a comic that I read where the villain, he just literally does not understand the concept of peace, because all he's ever known for 30 years was war, fighting, and survival. So he's just doing what he's doing because that's just how it goes. That's just clockwork for him. It's not even something.
Yeah, that's it. So, and it's so raw because the whole generational feud. You have Fate starts where Saber's explaining to Shiro that this is my second rodeo. I've been here before. Yada yada yada, and you learn that Koto was the winner of the previous war, and then you also learn he was the main rival of Shiro's father, Kiritsugu. And when you finally get to experience Fate Zero, you watch that first hour long, and they're explaining. Koto is explaining it like throughout this war. Koto is that one person I must never come across. And then you see Koto and Tokyomi talking about the same exact thing. Tokyomi's like, Kiri is the one person you should never come across throughout this whole war because they're exact polar opposites. And if they clash, it ain't gonna be a good time. And boy, when they do, it's something. That boy Koto just different. And he's so different. One look at him and he was like, you know what? Nah, I'ma follow you. Oh, this Tokyomi guy is you. I want to follow you. You entertain me. So I'ma follow you. That is just so raw. They just the perfect tag team, man. Koto is so raw, but what the thing that made him raw was the very beginning in Fate. After the whole scuffle in the beginning, and Shiro summons Saber, Ren is like, look, you clueless, you dumb as shit. You don't know the situation you in. So I'm gonna go teach you. So she brings him to the church. It's supposed to be a neutral ground for all the participants in the Holy Grail War. And she brings him to Koto and she's like, alright, Koto, go ahead and explain. And then Koto looks at Shiro and Shiro introduces himself and he's like, Emiya, how he started up. He's like, boy, I got to kill an Emiya again? This shit about different. But the part that stood out to me the most is the infamous meme line. Yorokube Shonen, rejoice, boy. And he tells that to Shiro. Shiro's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, your wish has been granted. And Shiro's like, what are you talking about? What the hell could you possibly be talking about? And Koto's like, you want to be a hero, right? To be a hero, there needs to be an evil. So wanting to be a hero means you want there to be evil in the world. Now there's an evil for you to fight. You must participate in this hero, right? So save people. Girl gets pissed and he stormed the hell out.
Because he was right.
Because he was right.
He was right. You can't be a hero if there's nothing to save. To fight. So wanting to be a hero means you're ultimately wishing harm on innocent. Just that one scene, it's so god tier, man. And the crazy thing is, just the sheer shit that Koto has done throughout the series, through Fate Zero, through Fate Stay Night, before the beginning of Fate Stay Night, which believes in the Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Easy boy, this nigga is the same dude who killed Rin's father, Tokyomi Tosaka. And what do you do? He like, alright, let me raise Rin as myself. How you kill the father of the man's daughter? And then raise his daughter. How? He raised her too. He taught her martial arts, everything. And that shit. And then after that, he murked her dumb ass. That's to tell you, Fate route the best route, man. Shiro came home. This bitch Rin gibbed on the whole hole in her stomach. That shit was. Koto is just so raw. He wants to birth all the world's evil so he could feel that fucking pleasure. So he could feel happiness just like everybody fucking. And he's just so goddamn raw. And the thing is, it's not. He not.
I guess I'll have to check it out. Oh, he say that every day. Sorry, keep going.
He not.
I mean, no.
He's not. So and the rawest thing too is Natsu doesn't always paint him as a an evil person or whatever. Hence the Mapo Tofu scene. Yes, haha, me Mapo Tofu priest eat tofu. He eat curry, but that scene shows that that nigga human being too. He got his own favorite food. He like to eat stuff. He like to chill out. He a normal person just like everybody else. He in the restaurant. He chilling. He eating. Alright, but what he do after that, what he do in the war, completely different story though. His design is raw. He got the cross on his chest. He doing the devil's work. He a priest, raw. Martial arts, raw. He control freaking anger, mind you. Raw. The fact that he freaking chopped off Bazette's hand and took her freaking command spells, thus taking Lancer, completely kicking her out of the war, is raw. Even in the sequel, how Axiom was doing shit, and he's already dead. Like, yo, he's just so raw. He's my favorite, man. Absolutely god tier. The priest, nigga, like 8 foot tall. He dunk on your dumbass. He got the strongest server in his pocket. He got a plan. He's just raw. He beat your ass. Like, it don't matter. So god tier, man. He kill your father and he kill you. Like, what else is there, man? He's just raw.
Bro, I knew that nigga was different when I was reading Fate and I was reading Unlimited Blade Works, and every time I was just like, why is this nigga like this, bro? Like, why is this nigga looking nasty? And then it wasn't until I got to Heaven's Field where he was like having that little soliloquy by himself, and he just like, they explained why he was like that finally, and I'm reading it with so much interest because it was like, this man reflected on his life. He went through life like trying to be normal like everyone else. He had a wife. He had a kid. He was raised like in an environment. He was trying to be like everybody else. And he was like, you know what? I don't like this shit. Like it's not doing nothing for me. I'm trying to be normal, but like I'm wired different from the rest of y'all. So like the kind of stuff that I enjoy, if people consider that to be like nasty, so be it. I don't give a fuck. And he just fully embraced it. And I was just like, damn.
He don't come up with no excuses neither. Not like he's like, oh Shiro, by the way, I like this because my brain didn't. No, he just laughed because he gets to kill an Emiya a second time. Just so got no excuses. He always got that presence, always a plan. He's there. He's raw. He's supposed to be the neutral ground. He said, nah, fuck that. Listen, my father did all that. Miss me. I saw what the freaking Holy Grail could do with my own eyes, and I want to do that shit again. And that shit, bro, he's just so goddamn. That's my priest. And just for that, that's a W for Christianity. That's a W for Jesus. That's a W for the cross. That's a W for the church. Who else? That's a W for priests. Like, come on, man. Bro.
Jesus take another W? Come on.
Oh man.
Well, that's everyone's list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that was like a month and then some weeks late because, you know, shit happens.
It be like that.
Goodbye.